And we're live.
From 855.
What's up, boys? It's good to be back.
Hey.
I got
Yes.
Boz to my left.
Breaker.
It's like Brady Bunch. I got Boz on my watch this. I got Boz on my left. I got Kid Sims on the bottom. I got Foster over there. Foster, what are you up to, buddy?
Man, I just got home from work. As usual, getting my my normal routine of sitting down and watching RC Tech Talk. But man, I got the opportunity to be a part of it tonight. So, dude, I'm pumped.
You're good.
Oh, that's exciting.
Foster's going to be a part of it more than he knows. Oh.
Let me turn the volume down.
Yeah. Do what you got to do. Let's all get settled in, and we'll get this party started.
We'll get to talking tech here real soon.
Yeah, let me get over here. I changed my studio around a little. I take that back.
No, we changed
I
it.
changed my cameras around.
You changed your TVs around.
I changed my TVs, and what a difference, Bo.
And same with the membrane.
Oh, man, is that good. I like it. That is just awesome.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's clean.
Yep. Let me get this up. Make sure that the volume is down. Look at that.
All right.
Wow. Woo!
Done did.
Bam. So, Kid, what's going on over in Key West today, my friend?
Oh, man, nothing much. I've been working on the new build. My new team associated royalty chassis build.
Yeah, I saw that.
So it's coming on. Other than that, man, just another day in paradise, you know.
Love your car stand, man. That thing's clean.
Yeah, look at that car stand. Nice. Looking good,
Yeah,
right?
nice and set.
Kid, only you would have holes in your car stand already.
Wait, what have you done to my car stand?
He's beating crap with it. Look at that
Jeez,
thing.
dude. Look at my stand. My stand looks like it just got back from... What have you done? Let's...
He just laughs.
Foster, you awake?
It's greatness.
Yeah, man. I got. I'm setting up my station here. I got my other phone sitting next to me, so I can see all the comments. And,
Sweet.
Shout out Hawaii.
I'm man to be able to talk some RC Tech talk about this past weekend, talk about what's coming up.
Yep.
Oh, the fun stuff.
I'm getting the ride, man.
You know what? You know what we're gonna have. You know what we're gonna have to do, man. I'm telling you, we're gonna have to get Foster. We're gonna have to send Foster his like we did the boys and everybody,
banner,
and
man.
get him all dialed in. You know what's funny is I used to have these mics, these big booms that used to come out here, you know, and now that I got all these headsets and stuff. So I think I'm starting to get new stuff. I'll have to start sending it to you guys, so you guys have some stuff to. It makes it nice to have headsets and stuff, man.
Yeah.
I want to appreciate it. Microphone sideways.
Put my earbuds in, and they worked about 2 seconds, and then they died, even though they're fully charged. So I'm no natural today.
Let's do this. Let me give shout outs really quick, and then we'll begin the show here. So let's do this. So obviously you saw I put up on this. Are you out of here? We need a Red Bull. You need another Red Bull, boy? Good Lord.
Red Bull.
God. Chris Hilborn, how are you today, my friend? Chris Gilliland, there he is, 630. I think we're going to bring him in here in a little bit. I'm going to let you guys know here in just a second if we were able to bring him in. From 630 Chicagoland, we should call him Bullet because, dude, he was on fire. Right, Foster?
Oh man, we could have a whole show about one, that race, but two, his performance. Man, he had it dialed in all weekend.
He did, man. You and I were there. What time was it when the race was finally over? Like 12:30, 1 o'clock? I don't remember.
In the morning?
Something like that.
Yeah.
It was late
pretty
again,
close
man.
to that.
Promoters. Well, no, we had a little rain. Rain came in. I mean, what Foster? Rain came in a couple times, right? It wasn't that bad. I mean, it came in just a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, here's the deal, guys. What Jamie Woosley and the CKNP did, they created a model for the future. They actually ran 3 classes, so it wasn't just an outlaw class that they ran. So they did bracket 13.5 and outlaw, and they really did that in about 10 hours.
That's crazy.
So it was Yeah, it was a good time, a well ran program from start to finish. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think 10 hours for three classes. You had 40 in the bracket, 30 in the 13.5, and 140 or 100 and roughly 140 in the outlaw, and they
Yeah.
ran through it like it was,
What were they laying
like
down in
they
the
had.
13.5? Like, were they running times? Like, were they going like sub 5?
You know what's funny is when we were it was late that night, and we were, so what Foster and I was doing, we were trying to get the listeners and the viewers to kind of have some fun with us. So what we would do is we would say, what does everybody think that Foster, what on the miles per hour, or I mean on the 13.5 we did miles per hour, and then on the outlaw we were doing
Do you think that I don't watch the show when you go live?
who?
You.
Huh?
I watch the show. I know. Or are you just telling other
Whoa,
people?
whoa, you were watching at midnight?
Not at midnight.
Exactly.
But I see you every time I text you. I see you look down at your watch. Give me that crap.
So Foster and I, Foster, what was the miles per hour on the 13.5? Was
50, 55.
is between 53 and 55, right?
That's a true 13.5 right there.
Yep.
True 13.5. None of that
Well, what
crap
we were
Jason
doing-
in Texas was doing.
Yeah, the fun part about it is that a lot of people that watch the live show are racers themselves or people
100%.
that support the racers.
Mm-hmm.
So they were having to go through the same thing the racers were. As the day progressed, the track got hotter and then it cooled off, and then moisture set in. Humidity was getting higher, so the times, the ETs and the mile per hours were changing. So we put it out there for them. Hey, at the finals, which is going to be in 2 or 3 hours with the conditions changing, what is your guess for the ET and outlaw, and what is your guess for the mile per hour in a 13.5? So it got everybody involved. It became a lot of fun. We gave some stuff, some things away. I'm gonna tell you who won the little contest we had here tonight
Cool.
for the reactions. It just got everybody involved, and to answer your question, yes, there was a lot of sub 2.5s in the 13 class. There was a guy named Johnson
Shouldn't be
from
going that
Knoxville.
fast.
I raced with him every weekend. He ran a 2.28 in 13.5 class.
And that was a 13.5 motor. What was it? A 2-inch car
Yep.
with a 13.5 motor on it? That's crazy. That's
Yeah, but he
insane.
couldn't back
a
it.
2.2 and a 13.5. That car's not supposed to go sub 2.4.
Right.
Yep. But it
Foster,
did.
did you? I want to talk to the guys at Tech at that race. I want their phone numbers, email address, and social security numbers.
You go 2.4, they're not supposed to go sub 2.6s. When when
I can't get mine to go sub 2.6.
Well, guys,
Oh, that's crazy.
Honestly,
That's an outlaw run. That's an outlaw time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we're
he
in
won
that
it.
age. No, he didn't. He didn't win. He couldn't
didn't
back
win.
it up.
No.
Yeah, he couldn't back it up. That was a one quick run he made, and then he was, he started getting in the 2.4s, and then he couldn't. He had a fast car, but he couldn't get it consistent. So I mean, that's the game. But we're in the age of that, man. Think 8 months ago when we said, okay, if you run a 2 flat car in outlaw, you're lightning.
Yep.
So I mean, it's evolving so rapidly, and people are getting faster by the moment. So you can't say that it can't, but you can't say that you can't expect it either. So that's kind of the point of view I've taken from the way the sport's growing and how it's evolving.
Right.
That's insane. Like, I mean, like I was talking to who was I talking to the other day? Can't remember. It was one of the guys back east, and we were talking. I'm like, dude, there's gonna come a time to where you just can't get any faster than, like, let's say 1.6. Let's just, to make life easy, you just can't get sub 1.6. So after that, it's all just tree. Right? I mean, you just physically can't put any more into the car.
Oh man, it's what Foster? What was it? 1.79 was the fastest.
What the actual frick?
Yeah, and that was Chris himself. He ran a 1.7.
Chris Gillen.
Track was set up for it. Yeah, and it was this
I want a
this
screenshot of that
weekend
kid's
was
car.
this weekend was it was a race all about racers and how well you knew your car, how well you prepped for an instant green, how quick your reaction times, The reaction times that those guys were cutting were anywhere from 0.24 to 0.28, the good guys, and then 0.33 to 0.38 for the other guys. So it was minimal error, man. This you take 8 or 9 months of things building up and all the technology coming out and everything that's happening, and you got that in everybody's hands that's doing this, and you put them all together. This field, this race with this track and this facility was one of the most competitive races I've ever been at or seen.
I can just by
So-
the times you guys are calling out. I could do that's insane. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
it
kid.
was
I didn't mean
crazy.
to cut you off, kid.
Yeah, it was good.
Let me ask you this, man. So, what do you think the biggest difference from this time last year to this year? I mean, because think about how much time we've dropped off
A
from
second and a
last
half.
year.
Yeah, true.
What the made the big was it one component, a series of components, and what do you think? What was the ingredient that helped everybody to drop these times?
Everything's evolving, man.
Carbon, knowing how to tune your motors.
I mean, it's what? Where do you
I'll
begin?
say it like this. I'll say it like this, and this is as easy as a way as I can say it. First, it's the community,
100%.
right? Second,
100%.
it's things like what you're doing tonight that the people that want to become fast and are getting faster or getting into the sport can listen in and watch this and understand how to make their car fast. So you guys on this show, Cody and Josh and you, Kid, and some of the racers that you guys have on, and they talk about their equipment. They talk about how they set up their car. They talk about the eye chargers. Todd Sotero talks about the motors.
Yeah.
Things like this is what's making everybody faster. One platform, people can come on and watch. They can take their little bit of information that they've learned at their local tracks, plus what they're seeing, plus what the people at the tracks are sharing with them. It's a community of help. So anyone that's faster is always helping the slower people get faster. That's why it's moving along so quickly.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
cruising, that's for
Totally.
sure, especially from this time last year to because this is what is this October?
October.
And this was about. So you guys have to realize
This one we got into it last
this
year.
was about when we began to get into.
But there was no sub twos when
No,
we got into this.
we bought like I don't forgot what my first order was, like 10 DR10s.
Yeah.
And they got here, we're like, oh yeah, this is the coolest thing ever. Now it's crazy.
It's a
man.
lifestyle now.
It is what it has gotten
Yeah, but-
crazy.
I do want to touch on something that Mr. Yates did say, and he's 100% true. Every single time that I've gone out to a local race or even to these big races, I've always walked away with more knowledge than I got there.
Yep.
And it wasn't me walking around, and it wasn't saying, "Hey man, what are you running? Hey man, what's going on?" It's people walking up to me, "Hey man, can I check out your car? Like it looks weird. Like
Yeah.
that's not right. Can I take a look at it?" And I'm like, "Absolutely, man." Now, are they going to sabotage my car? Probably not. You know what I mean? That's just not what this community is about. Just it's not. It's hands down. I have no problem. I'll hand it over to somebody I've never even seen before.
We
But-
should do that. We should start sabotaging Bo's car.
Why sabotage Abel's car?
All right, here let's do this really.
He's
Let's
used to disappointment.
We,
let's
it's you can buy every single part that that Frank Erwick has on his car. You can buy every single point, nut, bolt, and then put it on the track. And until you sit there and have year of just working that car, you're not going to be as fast as Frank Ulrich. Because it's not just the components, it's the time, it's the tune, it's making sure every piece that is of that car is working with every other piece of that car. It's not just I forgot who coined the phrase, but I think it was actually Todd. The unicorn, magic unicorn dust. You just don't get to sprinkle that on your car and it instantly goes sub twos. It takes effort and testing and changing and learning. You're learning your car, and unfortunately, that's where I'm going through now. Is totally relearning this whole system. When I thought I had it, geared, thought I had my car figured out, and I thought I was ready to go to the next step, and then decided to make a big change. So I get to kind of start all over. But then again, like I said, you've got to spend time with the car. Just because you buy exactly what the fastest guy, you can buy exactly what Mark Vine has in his car, and unfortunately, you're not going to go out there and do what Mark Vine does
Right.
until you
Accurate.
spend the car, learn your car, test your car, and figure out that tune. And in every scenario that's out there, it's it is what it is. So that's why you guys don't mind you looking at their car. That's why it's not the components. A lot 9 times out of 10, the components is not what's making that car fast. It's that guy that that's in there
It's
in
a guy
that
pulling a
computer
trigger.
that's making that car fast, and this guy that's behind the tree, pulling that trigger, like you said, and making that car fast and driving that car. You know, so that's why they said and we're a lot more open to what these cars are, what's under the hood than we would be if it was more than, like I said, if I don't know how to explain it, but I mean if you had secret parts on it that made your car fast, you wouldn't want those, but there's nobody out there, there's no one part out there that makes these cars a million times faster. I'm sorry.
I
I
mean,
100% agree, kid. I do think that the learning curve, because of the availability of the fast guys, of the show, of everything that's being put out there, has shortened that learning curve, though. Um,
Yes, I agree with
you
that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you still got to know your car. You got to put the practice in. You've got. I mean, it takes time to do what these guys are doing, and it takes an investment and it takes passion to do it. But that learning curve, you have a much better starting foundation now than you did a year ago. And
Yeah,
there's so many things. The props of just this show, of what you guys do, talking about setups, talking about batteries, talking about whatever. I mean, that knowledge putting into someone's hand is priceless. That may have never heard that, or is just getting into it. You've just shortened their learning curve by months. So that's what I give credit to. 2 4s, 2 3s, 2 2s a year and a half ago to 1 8s today. Is everybody in this community just being available to everybody? You could call
yeah,
Frank now, or my mentor, Colin Branch. I do DRK stuff, or
yep.
Michael Irvine or Michael Rydell out in Irvine, California with Exotech. Pick up the phone and they're there to help immediately. So that's the difference, I believe.
Okay, so
I agree with you.
I have a surprise for you guys.
Great.
While you guys are talking, I'm working. So hold on a
Oh,
second.
he's right.
I mean, like,
So Foster, everybody kind of knows what we run. I don't know what you run. So go run down what do you got under your hood of your car? What do you run?
Well, I run the Exotech Vader chassis.
Okay.
Yeah, RC Speed Secret bearings all around. I run the
shout out Art.
ProTech Server 160. I have it right here beside me. I'll show you.
Nice. Let's get that bad boy out here. Let's show him.
Yeah, this one I took apart. This is when we talk about the availability of our competitors. I was in Lexington. I didn't race, and one of my fellow 865 members needed some parts off my car, so I just took apart my car and gave it to him.
Nice.
But so you can see my ESC and everything's kind of laying here. But I run the DRK ESC. This is my Exotech Vader chassis right here.
Yep.
I got the ProTech 160 servo in it. This is a new motor that I put in it. This is a Trinity RevTech 3.5 with a 13.5 millimeter chassis in it. There are some mods to this chassis to make it how me and Tommy run them. But it's just a Vader chassis with a DRK and Trinity RevTech motor. I've got a Motiv motor. I've got Phantom motors. I'm trying them all out because
Yeah.
guess what? 3 months ago, I was really fast. After Lexington, I realized I'm not that fast.
Wait a second. Are you retiring already?
Well, I mean, listen, I've had a lot of guys. I think this opportunity opened my eyes and opened everybody's eyes to what the capability and future of this sport holds. I've had a lot of messages referencing how well people enjoyed the show and me and Billy bouncing off each other, how well we work together. I'm competitive at heart. I've raced my whole life, whether it be motorcycles, real drag cars, street cars, RC cars, planes, whatever. It doesn't matter. But I really enjoyed what I did this weekend, man. It was a lot of fun, and I've gotten tons of feedback about it. I'm not retiring by any means. I just realized this weekend, being on the other side of the table, I'm slow. 2.0 is slow. I'm slow.
Well, if you know what, let's talk about slow. We got Mr. Chris Gilliland on the with us, hanging out with us. What's up, Chris?
Hey, Chris.
How you guys doing?
Sorry for the very, very short notice. I did, man. You know, I just got back late last night, man, and I've just been slammed. And I saw your message, Chris, so I apologize. I didn't forewarn you, man. So you know, you're quicker than most of the guys, because when I send that code off, it takes people a little time to kind of get figure out how to come on board with us. So, hey, man, welcome to the show, man, and congratulations on what happened over the weekend, man. What a great run that was, ride.
Yeah, it was pretty insane. It was surreal. My car went straight 99% of the time. I didn't have to touch the wheel. It was just insane.
That's crazy that you even said that. Well, now, I'm curious why so straight. What do you tell us about what you're using car wise? Explain, if you don't mind. Break it down from the chassis
absolutely.
all the way up.
Bullet TLR chassis, max amps 6300 battery, Tekin RX8, Motive 2.0 motor.
About tire pressure. What do you got for that?
Bill Seiler wheelie bar. Bill Seiler wheelie bar, 200K in the diff, 50 in the front.
Nice.
Shocks, 2,000 in the rear.
You guys better be
white. Stock white springs in the front and purple custom works in the rear.
What kind?
Reactions on
sorry, go ahead.
Reactions on the rear, and some ground down carpet fronts in the front.
Yeah, it was Chris, I got to be honest with you, man. We met Friday night finally for the first time. I know we've had some interactions on the Facebook, but we finally met for the first time Friday night. And when I saw you in practice, I was like, wow, that's I'm glad I'm not racing. That's the first thing that came to mind.
Excuse me.
Then sitting at the table calling the race, I was really you had two cars in the race.
I only used one car.
One car, okay, double
Yes,
entry.
sir.
But every ran you made was consistent from A to B, from a 1789 to a 198. I think was your slowest time, and it was a show. And that was, you know, as the track was changing, your times were changing a little bit. And I also think you're a very knowledgeable racer and understood what tune you needed to be running for your competitors that you were running. But it was an honor to watch you race, man.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
It was an honor. But what'd you think about the track? I mean, obviously, is a 1789 your personal best, or have you beat that before?
No, that was my personal best. That was pretty crazy.
I laid it down.
Yeah. I got you on the mic. I got you on the mic, Chris, and I don't want to cut you short from what you're saying. I want to open it up to the floor to you, but I want to say, because I every time I do this, I go back and look at what was actually going on behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So in your 178, you put a piece of paper up. What was your mile per hour?
I kept the slips.
Did you really keep all your slips?
I keep mine.
Yeah.
Nice.
I know what the mile per hour was.
75.26.
Right. So here we are in this game of everybody wanting to know what the mile per hour is. And 80, everybody's chasing a mile per hour.
Now, no lights.
Yeah. Chris, Chris was
My-
cutting a light. He was cutting a light, and he was getting to that 76 mile per hour from point A to point B. It wasn't half track to the rest of the track. So you can run a 1.78 and do 75 miles an hour, and not be chasing that 80 or 83 or 84. That shows you how well tuned your car is in the first 66 foot and the final 66 foot. So kudos to you, man. You were running middle 70s. I think you even ran close to a 78 one time, if I recall correctly. But an ETA or an ET of 178 at 75 miles an hour, that's what we should be chasing.
I'll take 2.
Not 83, 85 miles an hour.
And
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. ET is what it wins races, not mile per hour.
100%.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yep. So kudos to you, man. That's a good setup car.
Yeah,
You know what your car's
congratulations, my
doing
guy.
at 6. But tell us about your experience at the race, man. This isn't my show. This is Kid Sim's show. I'm doing all the talking. You guys,
Come on, good. Rock with it.
Kids say run
My
with
experience, it was insane. I woke up late. I overslept. Went to the track. Had very limited time. We had I think 2 hours to practice, something like that.
Yeah, not very long.
Fortunate enough for me, I saw Frank had gone 2 weeks previous to that particular track, and it was like a week before. I'm like, hey, I can go there, and I'll get some lap time, some laps on this track and see what it's about. And I went to the previous weekend. Woke up at 3:00 in the morning. Was driving, and then I realized there was an hour time change. I'm like, oh man. Got there. There was about 10 or 15 guys for a cash race. I ended up figuring out the track then. I think I came in third on that race because in the finals I tried to give it all and see what it would take, and it didn't take it. So, but I'm happy. So that was a big help right there. As far as the racing goes, it was a lot of back to back. It was insane.
Yeah.
I'd go up to make a run, have to run back, charge the battery, prep the tires. Those variances between the times between the 1.7s and 1.9s, I attest to not getting my tire prep right, not having enough time to get my tire prep right.
yeah, and that's the challenges I get. We talked about this all through the live stream, where the challenge is either double entering one car or having 2 entries with 2 separate cars. So you faced those challenges during the race, overcame it, but it was still a challenge, obviously.
Yeah, it was
Wow,
grueling.
Now on the show, everybody, welcome Rodney, the winner from Kentucky.
Yeah,
Rodney
Hey, man.
Centers.
What's up, buddy?
Congratulations.
Congratulations, my guy.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. It was, I just still in shock. I'm just truly blessed. I just had a really good weekend. Everybody, everything it just all came together. I do practice a lot every day. I come back home. Yesterday I was practicing. I practiced today a little bit. So, it's nonstop for me. I'm just constantly doing it, trying to, get better.
That's all
Man,
you can do.
you on point. And like I said, I raced with you in Texas at 13.5, and then we raced, a little, we were around each other up in Topeka. So we got to talk a little bit. But man, you are a class act, sir. I really enjoyed racing with you, and I hope to do that again soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Being with Keith and the BMF guys, man, I really like to travel, and that's what I like to do that. Now, Lexington, I'm 2 hours from that track. So that's where I go, if I'm not with Keith or traveling, that's where I usually go. And, I like that going, staying maybe local, but I also like to venture out because I like to try new tracks. I like to be just to go out and travel, just, like the big pro guys that's, travel the country with drag racing. And that's kind of what we're trying to do. We're just the 10 scale, size of it. But hey, we still consider ourselves, hey, we're big pro drivers, I guess.
Yeah, right. Well, y'all travel like y'all are big pro drivers, man. That is an setup y'all got. Man, like I said, I got to actually step foot in it in Topeka. And then the other night when y'all going down the road, Keith put it on the old interweb, and man, that is one heck of a
Yeah, did you see Keith trying to hang on?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, a couple of times there, I seen him shaking and stuff like that. And I kind of missed the live stuff, man. Even this here, I just right now I'm at my buddy's shop, and we've been talking all day. Hey, what can I do to my car? I mean, I'm looking to change stuff. So we've been talking for a half a day. What can I do to my car now? So I'm made up with it pretty bad,
All right,
Hey.
I'm addicted. Go ahead, Billy.
I just want to get caught up on a lot of stuff going on. Okay, so just normally on Tuesdays it's we do RC Tech Talk, but obviously we're doing the recap of the race. I'm just kind of, man, I got 4 screens going and I got messages everywhere. I'm not kidding, man. So give me just a second. Let me get caught up with everybody that's joining us. Rodney, Chris, Foster Kid, Boz. Let me do my thing. I'll be right back, and then we'll continue. This is fun. A lot of questions, a lot of stuff going on. Okay, so hang tight.
For you.
What's that?
I was gonna say, Chris, there's actually a question for you. Now, just so he's asking you some questions. You don't actually have to be truthful with him, but he is asking you a question. He said, what's your spur and pinion are you running right now?
Yep.
8716.
There you go. Did y'all write that down?
94 120. Did you hear that, sir?
Yeah. Yeah,
I have no problem sharing anything, man. It's just like,
yeah.
I learned from the
we-
best. I learned from the
Earlier.
best. Mark Vine, he shares everything. He was actually a huge influence on my program. Him and the AZ
Nice.
Boys.
Yeah, we were talking about that very same thing before you guys joined us. That that it is. I mean, very rarely that there are some secrets on your cars that people like to keep, but for the most part, you can build in a car exactly like Rodney's car, and you're not exactly like Chris's car, and you're until you spend the time and get in that car and get in that tune and see what that car wants and likes, you're not going to have the results that they have. It's all about the testing and racing for that matter. You can't just build them and test them. You also got to get out there and race them, because you learn just as much racing as you do testing, in my opinion. And so, like I said, so that's why, like I said, a lot of guys are, like most of the fast guys, they don't, mind sharing the information, because, it's going to help their competitor immensely, but they also know that, by the time they get caught up to you, they're probably going to be a little faster too. So, let me see if I can find another question here.
They're everywhere, man. Are you kidding me?
That's off so I can read better.
Hey, so let me roll through YouTube really quick, okay, guys? Greg Parker, thank you. He just says, peace and good tidings. Thank you, my friend. Visalia, RC Drag Race says, what's up, guys? RC Divas is in the house. What's up, Jazzy? Rick Nelson. So, Foster, you can testify to this, that Rick Nelson was with us the whole time on live, man. He says, you guys had the race dialed in. Excellent job, guys. Watch it from beginning to end. So thank you, Mr. Rick Nelson. Guru RC says, what's up, boys?
What's up,
The Tank RC, hi, how you doing?
What's up, Tank?
So this is going to be a question. Let's do this let's do question one. This will go out to Chris Gilliland. I appreciate all you guys giving advice and experience. I also appreciate Desert Hobbies for doing the reason for keeping pushing through. Okay, yeah, okay. Which remote would you say would help me better for my price point? Either the Futaba 4 p.m. or the Spectrum DXC5. Let's go with Chris if you know that question.
The Sanwa M17.
Neither one Vasali RC drag racing, and I think Rodney.
Well, if he had to pick one,
The Futaba.
there was only two options. The Futaba is pretty good. I don't think it's as you can't fine tune it as much as the Sanwa.
Sanwa, but that he could be also having a budget on his
for sure
remote,
Sure.
because you can get a Futaba
Yep.
4 p.m. for like $260, and I think the M17s are like $570.
I could probably answer that.
Yeah, please.
Let's go.
I use the Futaba, the 4 p.m.
Okay.
Well, there you go, man.
That's what I
That's it.
use. Just a little quick. I don't care to share much of anything either. I run both of my cars are DRKs. They are maxed out in the ESC settings. I still use the timing and the slew in my Outlaw car. The 13.5 is blinky mode and everything is 100%. So the radio is I don't have the fancy radio, but the 4 p.m. has 3 settings that you can adjust, and they are the EXP, throttle speed, and throttle ACC. And with those, you can, you see what I can do. I can run 190s, and I can run 230s, 240s with a car. But I think I could be a little better with an M17, and that's what I'm going to get is a M17 because Team BMF, those guys run it. So it might take a little while. Probably I'm going to do it this winter. It's going to take me a little while to get used to it with all the adjustments. I'll probably be slower with an M17 for a while, but later on, once I get better with the radio, I think I could be more controlled because with the TP4M, let's just say this, one of my adjustments, I make one number and I can't control the car. It's just one change and you cannot control the car. So, it's a little edgy using just a cheaper radio, but it can be done. It's just, you got to watch it.
Hey, well, Rodney, let's since you're
just
winning,
lost Chris. I
let's
just lost
break in-
Chris.
what you're running, if you don't mind. Break down your car. What do you got? What are you running over there?
You mean to break down both of them?
If you want, man. Yeah.
13.5. Okay, so these are both low C22S cars, both rear motor, the new 22S. These are low C rollers. I paid $200 for them.
Boom.
Okay, both cars. The 13.5, I still kept stock chassis just till 2 weeks ago. It was a stock chassis, I raced it, and I was running low 240s with a stock low C base car. Nick Bell motor, Nick Bell, the 13.5 R1 is from Nick Bell. I've had 2 or 3 of them, and they're, really great. Speed Secrets, I run all his, to be competitive in 13.5,
You got to run a
you'll
2.2
probably
now.
you'll spend though more money in hardware. I
Yes.
run every screw, every nut, bolt, anything is titanium or aluminum. The car with my new leading edge chassis, this car weighed 1,600 grams. Complete car. That's how light this car was. And I had to add, 300, almost 300 grams to this car to make weight. So
Yeah.
when you can do that, that's endless almost adjustments to make the car stay planted. As you can see in Lexington, if I turned it up a little bit, it would pull the front wheels just a fuzz, just a little, but to keep it going. And so, that's a big advantage, with that car. And that's about it for the 13.5. The Outlaw car started out low C stock chassis, and I ran low 204. 204 was the fastest I ran with that car, being a stock chassis. And I made a chassis 2 weeks ago. I've been dreaming of this for a long time. I like doing my own thing. I ran Arrows for a while. Great car. I ran low twos with an Arrow. But I wanted to make my own chassis, and to make my own chassis the way I wanted to is I'd have to go rear motor. So I watched Mark Vine all the time. I mean, I watched him since he was doing videos in his kitchen.
Right.
And when he came out and he said, "Hey, this low C22 this rear motor is going to be something. It's going to take a little while, but it's a good car to come out of the hole with." When he said that, when I went and bought both of them, and I switched my whole program over. So anyway, I built this chassis, and I destroyed it 2 or 3 days. After I built it, I built another one, and so I tested 66-foot hits for a week in front of my house. I go to Lexington, first 132 hit, first pass off the table, first pass I said making complete 132. It went 196, and I was like, "Oh my God!" I'm like, "Holy cow!" So I was, pretty excited on that. And so the breakdown of that is a DRK. It's the DRK, wide open, pretty much, radio tuned. The motor is a 3.0 Trinity that I built. I'm trying to think of there's really nothing else special besides, it does have a chassis that's not like you see today. Most chassis, nothing against them. They're, what they call just a flat plate chassis, like a pan car or off-road car. Mine is really more of a drag rail type chassis. And so that's kind of it. The suspension, you have to really, for the car to work, the suspension has to be on point. And that's something I'm still learning. I just started doing this in January. So, that's something I'm still learning every day. Tuning the suspension and tires and even tire pressure now. And so it's a lot to learn, but nothing. I mean, as far as, that's about it as far as my car goes.
Are you running hard bars or shock bars?
I run a solid bar. I run a solid bar, and it's aluminum that I got from RC Bombshells like 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah, right.
And I've tried the shock bars on my Arrows. I was one of the first ones I put shock bars on the Arrow before they did. It's just, to me, and I think my car's 60 foot's really hard. If I got it hooked up, I can really come out pretty hard. I pulled 3 G's in 0.4 seconds. So
your motor car, right?
Yeah. If I can keep it, planted, and most of the time, I hear a lot of guys saying, rear motor car comes out, but on top end it gets loose. I haven't really had that issue. And I believe if you're having that issue, you're getting back down on the bar and it's unloading the car, or your body is touching. And so I have noticed, my body has been touching a lot on the front. And so when it does that, it's going to dart back and forth and be unstable. And so I think that's where the floating body mounts for the front and back could come into play if you got a lot of body rub. So, and now, you guys seen Frank Urbich's car, how his is wedged. And so I look at people's stuff and I'm like, how can I go farther? Well, I if you looked at my car up there Saturday, it's lower than his. And
Yeah.
I have basically no front grill in it at all. It's completely wedged. But that's because, I mean, you got to get the arrow down. You want everything as low as possible and narrow. And so, you gotta do things to keep up with what everybody else is doing. And so
That's for sure. Something new every day.
yeah. So I mean, somebody's trying something. And that's me. I mean, like I said, I try something different. I try something. If it don't work, it don't work. But that's just me. I like to. I think outside the box, I guess.
That it definitely you put everything together this weekend, and both of y'all did. Both you and Chris did, man. Both excellent job on both you guys.
Yeah.
I wish
Thank
I almost thought for a half second I was going to be able to. It just run up, at least just drive the car up there and not race, but just drive up there. But wasn't in the cards for me this weekend. Hopefully y'all can come down to Florida and race down here.
SoFlo, baby.
Man, yeah, I think so. Hopefully, if not SoFlo, if not, just come down to maybe Okeechobee weekend. I think he races in Okeechobee every weekend, Outlaw, and they got a really nice setup over there.
I'm coming to
I'm
Okeechobee.
signed
I'm
up for
bringing
the
my flipping
SoFlo.
stick, not my drag car.
I just want to go to Okeechobee because I like the name saying Okeechobee.
Where you at, Okeechobee?
Okay.
Yeah, Okeechobee, a little bitty town, just outside of a huge lake. And I would swear when I drive through there, I'll be back in Texas because there's cows and chickens and everything all around. I feel almost back home when I drive around there.
Cows and chickens. Okay, everybody, give me. I need 4 minutes. I got a lot of people. Just give me. Hang tight.
Yeah, man.
There's the biggest question of the day. I know, this goes to Foster. Did the generator show up yet?
Listen, we can make our own show about that, but we had such a great weekend, man. And on here, well, I'm gonna defer. I'm gonna plead the fifth on this one, and let's talk about racing.
All right, we'll keep moving. Chris Hilborn says he came off the trailer at a 2.0. Jeremy Tooker, I'll see you in Yuma. Thank you, Scott Campbell. I'll see you in Yuma.
Oh, Scott's coming.
Yep, Kirk Dow from the 405. WebRCs, what's up? Did Foster? Okay, we talked about that. Lisa Campbell, got you on. Okay, thank you, Lisa. 614 RC No Prep, thank you. Matt Bingham says hi, guys. Lisa Campbell. Marcus Miner says hi, just in case. What's up? There's something in here I want to tell you guys. Rodney Gilvin from the 859 Kentucky. Hey, Rodney, how are you?
Hey, Rodney. Mike
Bagata from the 845. Grant Zuber. I'm going to say this because I felt bad for Grant Zuber, man. Foster, we watched him just have a bad day. He was doing everything he could, man. But I want to give a shout out to Grant. Him and I had a good talk. So maybe next time, Grant, you'll have a little bit better luck on the next one, man.
He did well. He worked his butt off. He just got that left lane every time, and we'll talk about that
left lane. I know, and hey, it happens to the best of us, though, right? Jeremy Tucker says, waiting on my ace of spades. Kirk Dow says, what's up, Chris Gilliland? Great job from Kirk Dow to you, Chris. Jeff Zuccarell, Billy Foster and the kid, Billy's son, I believe. Thanks for putting this on. I have something else to listen to. Oh, thanks, Jeff. I appreciate that. I actually had a chance to sit down with Jeff, man. I met Jeff in Knoxville, but, man, what a great guy. I sat with him for a little while and chit-chatted. Let me keep going and get through this really quick. Jeff Zuccarell. Ooh. I saw something I want to ask Chris, and I don't know.
Page.
What's that?
Well, I got my new chassis sitting in front of me, Royalty with a 6.3 base. What are the blue things on it? This is the Papa Bear 3D setup station. That's what's on it. It should be sitting on the ground, but I wanted to kind of prop it up a little bit, so that's why I set it on the up there. But yeah, it's my brand new Roll-T Pro chassis, Ace of Spades, with the new brand new 6.3 Team Associated. Thank you, Mr. Schultz, and Team Associated, helping me with that and showing me the right way, leading me to the good path. So hopefully I'll be doing some good things with it.
John Schultz is a good man.
Yeah.
I'm just looking through. I think we're good, Chris. So Chris, what's next for you, Chris? Where are you going to be racing next? Are you going to be going down to SoFlo down in Miami?
That's the plan. Actually, I just took off work today for that.
Nice,
Awesome.
sweet. So speaking of SoFlo, kid, where are you at entry wise? You're full, right?
We're full.
You're
Right
full.
now we have three people on the waiting list. And like I said, and keep in mind people that want to get on the waiting list, we're asking, we want you to go ahead and pay the track fee. That gets you on the waiting list. That way, just the same fact that we want to make sure that the people that are on the race list are serious. We want to make sure the people on the waiting list are serious. So, because November 1st is going to be the deadline. If you haven't contacted me and tell me you're not going to make it by November 1st, I expect you to be there. And then like you said, if you're on the waiting list and you are not making the race at that point, the day of the race, I will refund your money. But I'm expecting, like Vegas was, you'll get guys. So
Right.
we'll hope
Life
get any
happens.
of the waiting list guys on there.
You can count on that.
But
Yeah.
I'm at a full field with three waiting lists. We're actually gonna, not this week, but next week we're gonna make another trip out to the track. I hope to go live again with the title sponsor, Vince Stevens from Calusa Train and Hobbies. I'm going to show him show him the location because he's never seen it. So I'm about to blow his mind at what we're about to do.
That's cool.
That is cool.
Hey, so Biggie Paul has a question, and I really want to ask this, and I'm going to ask it to each and every one of you. Let's start with Rodney. Rodney, do you believe timing systems make a difference?
Yes, and I mean, at that event in Kansas, the timing system was so, man, it was just so weird. I guess guys, with the way they were staging their cars, and I didn't notice it, but other people did. I mean, they changed the whole thing like 2 or 3 times. I've just never. I mean, I've raced at a lot of places, and I've never seen that much issue with a timing system. Like, look at Lexington. I mean, that's what I'm used to. You pull up, there's no, hey, you're staging this or your car's too far. I mean, it's just, I don't know. If they know what they're doing, I guess I don't want to say that in a negative way or wrong way, but
Right. Yeah, good
That's
call.
okay.
Good call. Way to back that one up, buddy.
it's just I've never seen that much trouble with a timing system. It shouldn't be that way. I mean, when I raced, it was down to the top 16 in Kansas, and it was me and Mark Vine starting out. Well, all of a sudden, they said, wait a minute, we're going to redo the whole sensors. So they redid the whole sensors front to back. Okay. We waited 30, 40 minutes. So I didn't even do nothing to my car. I just let it sit there. I didn't like whatever. I'm just whatever. So we come back up there. We line them up. Brian Mansky says, hey, wait a minute. Your car is like 3 or 4 inches behind Mark's. And I looked around. I'm like, the light's on. But what do? So And it was. I'm looking at Mark's car, and they're looking at it, and my car was like 3 to 4 inches behind, and it still the lights was set. So what do you do?
What was
So yeah,
I don't mean to cut you off, but what was the thing? Like, did you line? Are you guys lining up the front of your body, or are you lining up your front tires? Because one of you could
they
have been lining the body, one of you could have been lining the tires, and the lights will still
apparently
show.
apparently they took that out where they said your tire has to light it up now.
You're tired of it.
Apparently,
I'm gonna step in here real quick because I see where this is going. Um, I think the question is about consistency.
oh, okay.
I don't think it really has to do with location specific. Um, so I would probably. I think what Biggie's Paul question is: Does the timing system maybe where he's getting to was in Lexington? We were running really fast times, maybe different timing systems and all.
Like different programs.
I know each track has difficulties and challenges until you've been on that side of it of putting on a race. But until we get until everything is uniform and until everything and all the evolution of this sport continues to grow and people are making things in their garages and you have manufacturers making their own pieces of equipment and people are trying to copy that, I would say there would be some inconsistencies in it all. I don't think it's specific to locations. I think Kansas had challenges. I think they did the right thing and they worked it out the right way. I think Lexington has ran their timing system enough, and those guys have squared up the track that they were they had things on point. I know Lucas Harmon, his timing system at my track. I know he uses it enough and it's squared and it was accurate. The question is, if you're using a TrackMate or you're using something that a different manufacturer's tree or something like that, do you see a difference? I think that's what Biggie Paul's getting at, right, Billy?
Yes, he is. I'm.
Uh,
Like I said,
the track mate to me, from where all the races I've been to, the track mate is to me the best. It's very, I'm not going to say it's simple, but the setup, I mean, everything with it, if everybody used a track mate, I just don't think there'd be any issues.
Right.
well,
the
that's
only
not
problem
going to happen.
Yeah.
expensive. I'm like you, Rodney. Though I would love everybody to use one system, where but it is what it is when there's so many. It's like you love everybody to use the same tires. That way we'd be all on equal footing, but you can't do that either.
The Kid Sims coming with that clutch.
Continue to talk about this because everybody has their own opinion. But I will
Right.
tell you this: this is a sport that is growing so fast. It's so new. We are going to go through growing pains, and everybody has to understand that. You got to be patient. You got to understand, and we look at a year from now. You take 2022, October 10th, 2022, and you look back and you're gonna say, wow, we went through the challenges and this is where we are today. But we're gonna have growing pains until it gets figured out, and there's always going to be inconsistency in something that's not something that someone has a judgment call about or an opinion about, but it is what it is. Everybody's racing on the same timing system.
Right, got it. Move on. This question is. I'm going to move this question over to Chris Gilliland. As a new guy being in the sport for 3 months, I'm running an A. This is from Paul Kennedy, by the way. I'm running an AERTR. What would be my next step moving forward?
A 3.5 motor, and learning how to go A to B. Doesn't not matter how fast you're going, as long as you can go A to B in a straight line, that's half the battle. Slowly start adding power in. Right, correct. In that order. Slowly start adding power in until you can figure it out. In the long run, you're going to save yourself so much headache. So much headache. You have no idea. Starting off with a 2.0 or a 2.5, that's just going to discourage you because you're not going to be able to get it right away.
I'm in that position right now.
Okay, got it. Paul Kennedy, that was to you. Tim Barth, this goes to Kid Sims. Kid Sims, seal the edges of that carbon chassis before running it.
Yeah.
Okay, you got that.
Yep.
Okay, I didn't know if you saw that.
there.
Mike Carr says, do you gentlemen, let's move this off to Rodney really quick. Do you gentlemen run locked rear? Question mark.
So they're talking like
No.
anti-slip?
Nope.
No, I don't run a locked rear. And I learned this from Frank Greer. I like earplugs, the silicone earplugs you get at Walgreens or
Oh, yeah.
any.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that. I mean, to me personally, is very simple. You still got some slippage, but most of the time it's forward traction.
Frank Greer's
That's what I
fast,
like.
too.
Chris, what about you?
I just run a regular TLR gear diff with 200K. Nothing special.
Got it. Let's see. Kid, do you see anything?
I have a question for Kid, if that's cool.
Yeah, go.
Mr. Sims, I just bought gear, not a gear diff versus a ball diff. Your personal opinion, did I make a bad purchase?
You gotta. You're not gonna do what you want with a ball diff.
Okay.
Yeah, gear diff.
Thank you. I've talked to Trash Money about it. He agrees with you. I'm just trying to get as much input as possible.
Yeah, you're not gonna. I don't think I haven't heard anybody's trying to run a ball diff with any success.
That's okay. Perfect. Because that's what's in there now.
I actually used to run one until about 2 months ago.
Oh, you did?
Good for you. Because you're the first person I've heard that said it. So how did it do for you, Chris?
It worked out good. It didn't last as long as a gear diff would, but to my chagrin, it was not as consistent. Because there was some slippage that you can't really tell what's going on.
What about you, Mr. Yates? What do you think?
Was it harder to make it stiffer? If you're with were you getting? You
had to make it pretty stiff.
Okay.
I used to race off road, and it would be like, I don't know if anybody else does, but it would be a little bit tighter than a ball diff for off road.
Yeah, I've ran both. A ball diff you can get set up to simulate a gear diff. You're just not going to get, like Chris said, there is going to be a little inconsistency there, and it's not going to last as long. I'm the same as Chris. I run all TLR stuff. I run the 5.0 Elite. It comes with a gear diff in it. I run a little different. Tommy said I was not supposed to say this ever, but we run 20 mil. We run 20 mil in our gear diffs, which is pretty heavy. But they're
already live.
Yeah, it's all dependent, man. I mean, I know guys that run ball dips that go fast, but guess what? When they try to push it to the extreme, they're gonna tear it up. The gear diff lasts, and we run the aluminum idler gears as well. But I think you making that purchase is a smart move.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate all of your guys' inputs.
Santa Claus just got here. FYI, everybody.
List.
I just got in my
twice.
hands 10 RX8s. 10.
They're live.
10.
DesertHobbies.com. Get them now.
Gen 3, 10 RX8 Gen 3, DesertHobbies.com. They are live. Santa Claus,
Nice.
he just walked through the door.
And wait for the ding.
I got a
Dude, it's
question.
bad, man.
Watch,
His watch goes
watch
bing,
this,
bing, bing,
watch
bing,
this.
bing, bing, bing.
RX8s are up on DesertHobbies.com. Good luck,
Hey,
gentlemen.
I got a question for Chris.
Yeah,
I got
go.
a question for Chris.
Yep.
What's your car weigh?
2380.
Yeah, I was going to say 23. Okay.
All right, being a true racer, being on the competitive side in RC and whatever, I got a question for you guys. So these guys that have maybe not have been in the position you guys were in this weekend can kind of, maybe you can kind of build the scene for them. You go throughout the whole race, you're going rounds. You could, from the booth, you could feel the tension rising. You could feel the excitement rising. What was your feeling? And we'll start with Chris. What did you feel on the final race of the night? Nerves, the butterflies, lined up against Rodney. I mean, walk me through that process of your thoughts, standing, waiting for that tree to go instant green. What was going through your mind, and how did your body feel?
Drained. It was a long day. It was a long day. That is the most work I've ever put into a race
No kidding.
in my life. Because going back and forth, prepping, charging, trying to get your mind right.
Yep.
The way it played out, it played out perfectly for me. Going rounds, it was down to I believe 5, and I had a bye run that day, or that round. I'm like, holy crap! I just made the top 3. It took.
Oh, we lost him. Uh-oh.
He live out in the sticks.
I think we just lost him. Stand by. I think we just lost Chris. Yep, he's frozen.
Oh,
he's frozen. That's all right. I'll get him back.
Chris.
He's frozen. Here,
And
let
you know
me,
he's sitting there just chit chatting.
here, let me text him. Hold on. He's frozen.
Man,
Man, oh,
Mr.
man, oh,
Keith
man.
is watching.
Hang on.
What's the weather like up there, Mr. Gates?
I'm going to take him down. There he goes. Okay, he's down. There we go.
It's about the same as it was this weekend with just a little rain. How about you, Rodney, man? Were you nervous? Were you excited? How do you prepare yourself for a race for thousands of dollars?
Right?
I try not to think about it. I guess I was like Chris. I entered my car double entry. I had 2 cars that I doubled entry, so I had 4. I'm going up there 4 times. And so that really, like Chris said, it was really nerve-wracking. And then, going back and forth with my Outlaw, prepping it, I have to give this big shout out to Got Launch. Got Launch really helped me get, stuck to the ground in both classes. So back and forth, you don't have time to even get nervous or get worried because they're yelling, hey, 13.5's up, or hey, your number's up, especially if you draw back-to-back like that one time in 13.5. I drew, the bracket put me back-to-back. So what do? You just, hey, you win it or lose it. And so it was so intense that honestly, we was like Chris said, you're so busy with the cars. It's like you don't even think about the competition until you might catch a number. Well, hey, I can hear it. Hey, this guy ran 180s or this guy ran this or 70s. And I'm like, holy cow, that's fast. And then you go up there and you're like, hey, you're going to race that guy. And then you're thinking, well, what am I going to do? It's just, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I try not to think about it, too much, but there was so much going on with you. When you got multiple cars, it's almost, you don't even have time to worry. It's like, job. I got to get this car. I got to get charged, cleaned, and prepped.
Yeah. So the old adage, you never race your opponent. You race your track in your car. But when you see that really fast guy line up, how tempting is it to want to turn that car up just a little scooch more? Or do you know that you've got as much into that car as it'll take at that time?
Yeah. I mean, when I got into finals, they're like, hey, this is the fastest guy here. And I'm like, well, I don't have nothing for him. But I'm like, my buddies, they were like, you got to just nail the tree. Hopefully you can come out. And so that's what I did. I mean, I ran the fastest time was in the finals because I turned the car way up. And I mean, I don't know, but I know he had a glitch because when I come out, I just noticed my car was went. I could see out the corner of my eye something happened to him. And so I'm like, what happened? I mean, I was looking around like, what just happened? Everything happened so quick. I looked at his and I'm like, what happened? I was kind of confused. It was a shock too that I'm like, did I just win this?
So you turned it up for the finals then, huh?
What's that?
So you turned it up for the finals.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I had it turned up one number minus from where I was testing at my house the few days prior. So I had an idea of what the 66 foot would be, but I didn't know what the 132 would be. So yeah, I turned it up. I made some suspension adjustments before, I guess, I don't know, say when I was racing against Lindsay, I made some major suspension changes to my car. And I noticed it was just a lot straighter and smoother. And so that really, helped me to, I think, could start adding more power to it.
No. Did we lose me?
No, you're still
Hey.
there.
No, you're there.
You're there.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said, I just turned it up and was hoping for the best, but I know he had a mishap there, and I could see and I could tell, and during the race.
I want a rematch.
You know what? I love it. Well, hold on. Wait. Whoa. Are you both going to Miami?
I haven't signed. I didn't sign up in time. I was planning on it, but I didn't sign up for Ken's race. Kids race.
Yes.
Man,
Yeah, I didn't know it filled up so quick. Yeah, I would have, but like I said, I didn't know.
It's in Miami. Of course, it's gonna. Fill up quick.
So, sorry, I got dropped connection. Can I finish my story?
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
So I had the buy run. I don't know if you caught that or not. So my plan was to turn it up a little bit during my buy run, and I dropped a 179, and I knew everybody was watching.
Right.
So my next race was against Frank. I'm like, holy schmoly! I got to get, because he took my first car out, but I was in the right lane, and I was getting the left lane. This time I'm like, holy crap! I'm going to do it because I got the left lane. I know I'm going to do it, and I dropped the tree on him and got past him. I'm like, holy crap! I just beat Frank Ulbrich. Right. That list is short, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So went around again, prepped the car, went up, went through tech, went up to the line, tried to go through all my procedures that I usually go through, lined it up, and it glitched. Because I was in the left lane again. I'm like, holy crap, I'm going to win this thing. I'm in the left lane. There's no way he's going to be able to beat me. And then I forgot to change the mode in my radio. Because there's different modes. Like on the turnaround, it gives me more steering and it gives me less power. So I can turn around at the end of the track. Because I only have like 25% throw during the actual race, and it's really hard to turn around with that. And I forgot to look at my radio and change it back. So shame on me, right? But that's racing, right?
Yeah.
That's racing.
Yeah, as I say, it's not only that mechanical failures. It's for lack of a better term, but sometimes mental failures that'll bite you in the butt. God, that was I hate that for you, man. Hey, my heart goes out to you.
Hey, I wouldn't give it back for the world. It was one of the greatest experiences of RC drag racing, man.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Hands.
the car count. Just a little quick, people. Like I said, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I've been to several races, and every time I go back to Lexington, I'm like, this for what you guys do is, you guys are professional. I mean, every weekend that they have an event, it's like what they experienced, you guys there. And I just hope that the people that's watched it live can see. I mean, they had people at the end of the track picking up cars. They had people coming in, guiding, and it was so many volunteers. I'm telling you, it was like, pro NHRA to me is like going to an NHRA event. And I just, big hats off to those guys. And I hope people, whoever, when you host a race, if you could just see how everything was laid out with them, it takes dedication though. You gotta have people volunteer or whatnot, but to at least get the people in to help. I mean, it's going to be hard to do it with 3 or 4 people or maybe 5. I mean, they had probably 10, 15 people there. So people just, if you're looking at putting a big race on, look how they did it and how well it was ran. I mean, even with the rain, the track, I can't believe the cars were still running sub 2s and it rained, was sprinkling, it been damp. I know when I was racing the finals, it was sprinkling on me. And I'm thinking, this is not good. This is going to be, a slip fest. But both cars come out. I just couldn't believe that the cars hooked up and the rain was on the track, water drops was on the track. And I'm like, it was crazy. But, big shout out to the, Central Kentucky guys, Blake and I love them, man, was Jamie Woosley. All them guys and Sam and Rodney and all their volunteers really went well, above and beyond. Those guys didn't take breaks or nothing. They was there the whole time.
Yeah. And that was just a practice one day and then a race the next, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Friday night, I didn't even go Friday night because, like I said, I live 2 hours from there. I'm like, well, I'll just stay home and practice. And so, they practice from like 6 to 10 or 11 that night and come back. And, hey, I had one practice because there was a line from far as you could see to race, to practice. I had one practice with my 13.5 and I had one practice with my Outlaw car, and that was it. I was like, well, it's either we do it or we don't.
Hey, just before I forget, guys, this is I try to keep up on. I've got so many messages, dude, between YouTube and here. I have to give a big shout out to Frank Ulbricht's dad. Mr. Ulbricht pulled me aside and said something to me. I'm not going to share over the air what he said to me, but I got to tell you, Mr. Ulbricht, thank you for doing that. I really appreciate that. That meant a lot to me, man. A pretty cool class act dude.
Yeah. I talked to his dad a couple of times, in past and at the other races and at this race. It's fun. You really need to just sit down and talk to him. He's a character. I like his dad. He come over and congratulated me and give me a little, small hug. I was like, I was very, very proud.
Good dude.
Yeah. Great guy.
Something. There's something I want Foster to tell a story about, and so Foster and I had, I can't even think right now. We had Dustin on our show, and Foster, I like when you tell the story about Dustin and what happened when he got to the track. He was late to the track and he got DQ'd, man. When you tell the story, you're good at what you say. So tell everybody kind of what happened with Dustin. Oh, whoa, we lost him. Whoop. No, we don't have no sound.
I see him, but I don't hear him.
Yeah, I see him
too.
I don't see Foster, we can't hear you. Oh,
We lost you.
he's shaking his phone like that's gonna help. He Dustin Malacote. I'm gonna wait see if Foster comes back because when he tells you the story, it's much better. Oh, he's gonna bow out for a minute. We'll wait for him to come right back and then tell the story.
Hey, I got a couple questions.
Yeah, go.
Jason Vickers. So for the five of you, where do you want this to go in the future? I'm guessing in NPRC. Ideas to promote locally, regionally, and nationally. Is that all? What your opinions on visibility? Well, personally, I still have not figured out why you can sit there and watch cornhole national thing on ESPN, but we don't. NPRC is not on ESPN. I still haven't figured it out, and hopefully, there's a lot of people working on some things that we might end up getting there one day, and yeah, I think so. We would all love to do this on a national stage. If now granted, we're all racing nationally across the country, but to do it visually on a national stage, there's not a one of us that say no, I wouldn't want to do that. Regionally, I would love locally, and regionally, I'd love it if we all got bigger. Because it'd be nice to race week in week out with 30 and 40 your buddies, and we could easily get there. Within a year or two. Look about where we are now and how much it's blown up. So, what are your guys' thoughts on that? Chris?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
100%. Thanks.
All right,
Thanks, Foster.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay, go ahead, Chris.
I agree with you. This has grown exponentially, like leaps and bounds. Like nobody was prepared for this. The companies are starting to catch up now. Nationally, yeah, I agree with you. It's at some point, if it keeps going like this, they're going to have to do it.
Yeah.
There's no stopping it. I run the Chicagoland NPRC, and we race weekly. Our seasons are limited, obviously because of weather. But yeah, this is only going to get bigger.
Rodney?
Yeah, with the money, these, here, I won around 7,000 plus, and I shared it on my Facebook, and so my local friends, they're like, "Do what?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, I can make more money winning, and with a toy car than you guys out here with your big cars, and you got 100 grand in them. And
Right.
so, I told him, I'm like, there was a race in Kansas, a guy won 18,000. I'm like, if you add it up from the first Vegas race up till now, if somebody just say won that or got first and second, you'd have $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. If they traveled around and won first or second at those events, I'm just, emphasizing. So what does that tell you? People, TV or sponsors, whoever, that's a lot of money to be shelling out for toy cars. And so, yeah, I think, and I'm hoping Keith, and, y'all know what Keith is trying to do. And I don't know how many he can get together for next year to put this on a national scale of traveling and points. Hopefully, he can get that, lined out. I know the first year is not going to be perfect. It's not going to be every race or whatnot. But if he could get something there and have some backing with Jegs or whoever else with some major sponsors, and then can get some national exposure with TV or whatever, man, who knows? It could be really pretty dramatic,
So, Foster, are you with us now?
Yeah, I'm here.
Tell that. I want him to tell that story about Dustin.
Say, did you hear what Billy asked you the question about the Dustin story?
Yeah, no, I'll just make it short and sweet and directly what it is. Rodney hit on it. How Jamie and Blake and Sam run their show up there. Obviously, Dustin was running a little late. He didn't make the drivers' meeting. Everybody knows who it is, and I'm not going to say at other tracks it will be different, but he went up to Tech and he had some weights in his pocket, and he was obviously late trying to scramble to get his car ready to race. And he got up there, and behind their Tech tent, they have a place where you can test your battery voltage, and you can weigh your car to make sure before you go to Tech that everything is in line. And he missed that in the drivers' meeting, but he got to Tech and his car was a little bit underweight, and he was just going to pull some weights out of his pocket and put them in his car, and they DQ'd him. But that's, it doesn't matter who you are or what you come from or what you bring to the table or what you're offering when you go to Lexington, Kentucky. Those guys will DQ you. They DQ'd Tommy when he was up there because we tested on our battery, our voltmeter, and we didn't go up and test their voltmeter. It was just a 100th off. He had an 8.45, and he got DQ'd, and I respect that. I respect that more than anything. That when they say what the rules are going to be, that's what the rules are. It doesn't matter who you are or what it is. And they DQ'd Dustin, and Dustin handled it just like Tommy handled it. He said, "I get it. I respect it. I'll be back." And that's what we did. And Dustin went and got his car right and made that. But, you just don't see that. Like you got the guy, 5.7 Aero, GFRP, shows up at a race, and he's just a little bit underweight. And I'm like, just throw a weight on that. Well, not in Lexington. He got DQ'd, and they stood by their word, which is very respectable and honorable. So,
Yep.
They also DQ'd Jeremy. Jeremy Carter. They DQ'd him for his battery voltage too, or not Jeremy, but Chris. They DQ'd Chris because he was 8.45. So yeah, I mean it is what it is. It's bad, but it happens, man.
Yeah, you got to give yourself that fudge factor.
Yeah, I do.
Man, you better know that it's right. Hey, I got a question from James Moore. Do any of you guys have any trouble losing radio signal at the end when you're shutting down?
That goes to Chris.
Yep, go Chris.
No. I run the Sanwa and ran the receiver with the antenna, and I've never lost a signal.
Yeah, I run the Futaba 7, and since I switched, I've yet to ever have a signal issue. I know some guys that run some lesser quality radios, and then when they lose signal, bad things happen.
Yeah.
Rodney,
you said you were running that 4, the Futaba 4. Did you ever have an issue with signal loss?
Well, previous with the low C chassis, no, because it was a flat plate aluminum. It runs the 4PM uses the same receivers as a 7PX.
Mm-hmm.
My new chassis, the receiver sits in between 2 carbon fiber plates. So, yeah, it will. Even with my antenna, I mean, I have the wire coming out wrapped around the shock tower. If I get, probably 150, 170 feet, it loses it.
Hey, while I got you, Rodney, Teddy Page asked, what tire prep does Rodney run? And he said, I think there's a few colors. You mind telling him what color?
Color. Okay, yeah. There's color in the prep. There's color in the tires. I was a big. I ran. Let's just say the tires. I used to run the Proline Reactions forever. There was a guy. He works at Desert Hobbies, and he got me a set of Voodoos. I can't tell you who his name, but his initials are BS.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. Rodney.
Hey, but then, hey, when what's his name? When Voodoo's come back out on the website, I bought two. You know, I done like everybody else. I bought reds and golds, and this weekend I was on golds. I run 80 on the air pressure, 80 mmg. I use a blood pressure gauge, and I had it set on around 80 to 100. You know, depending on surface. Tire prep, got launch. I like the got launch pink on my Voodoos. And I use them. I use reactions on my 13.5. I run a set of Frank Greer prepped old reactions that he sent me. I bought his old reactions when he switched to Voodoos. And I put them in the oven. I unmounted them, and I had to mount them on another set of wheels. And so I run those tires, reactions on my 13.5 with pink, got launch, and the pink on the Outlaw.
Hey, Foster, I got a question for you. I'm not sure how what he's asking, but maybe you can. Brad Hedman. I think if it gets big enough for television, it will take away from how big the pots are getting.
I
Like
agree.
I said, I'm not quite sure what you're trying to say there, but I don't think it's going to tip. Money. Everybody likes to see that big dollar money. Wouldn't you agree, Foster?
Yeah, I mean, the bigger the players that get involved into it, it changes everything. I don't know. I think there's. I'm kind of an old. I don't think. I think there's a way to improve what. I mean, I think we already have it on television. I mean,
Yeah.
I think there's a way to continue to improve that, and what Billy's doing for the sport is crazy. I think that this sport is so attractive that why do we need those people? I think that they need us. That's kind of my mindset.
There you go. I
I
like
agree.
that point.
I agree with Foster. When you start bringing in big networks or anything like that, man, it's all gonna you're gonna everything's gonna change, guaranteed.
It has
Payouts,
to.
it's going to. You guys, I've talked about this. We thought about this. We looked into it. We did what we had to do. The day you change it to go televised, it's over. Your big payouts, all this everything that you guys work for is going to go away because you're going corporate. You're getting too many people involved. You might as well kiss your asses goodbye. It's going to happen if it does. Watch.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
I got you. No, I guess
I don't.
because I mean, like I said, we're handing Foster, or we're handing Rodney, what, $7,000 this weekend. Yeah, and then you do that on ESPN. The IRS is gonna come knocking, and go, so we hear you want a little bit of money,
Well, you have to think. We are sharing this. What Billy does live, he's sharing that to a certain amount of people that are interested in this sport, supporting people racing. Put it on national television. Those people, it's just like, cornhole. I heard somebody say cornhole earlier.
Yes.
If you guys flip the channel to the cornhole and your brother's not playing in it, what do? You change the channel.
Yeah.
So what Billy's doing is putting this out there for the people that love what we're doing. And I think there's a way to grow that and scale that within our community. And I think there's a way to do it right. And I think he's doing it right. And I think he improves every week when he does it, or every race when he does it. And I think it keeps it organic, and I think the sport has to grow organic or it's going to go down the drain.
Yeah. Brad Hedman could clarify himself. He said, "What I'm saying is the pots will be smaller, doing to pay for TV time. But well, typically, that's what commercials are for. Um, you know, you're not necessarily paying for TV time, but if they want to show it because it's something that they can sell, to a sponsor, for a commercial that they will, you know, and that's the whole thing. They're looking at something that's going to grab a viewer's attention. And I would say that RC car racing at 75 miles an hour is a lot more exciting than darts. Playing darts. Yeah.
Read the
Sorry, my
comments,
internet
guys.
connection sucks.
No, you're good, dude. No worries. Hey, read all the comments, guys, about what we're talking about right now. Read them.
Yeah.
It'll tell you what everybody's thoughts are.
Let me see. I agree with Billy Shaw 100%. There you go.
Well, whatever, dude. Keep reading, you knucklehead. Terry Lawson says, "Yep, they will." Terry Lawson says, "Yep, they will commercialize the heck out of it."
Yeah.
Teddy Page, buy local is key. Which Brian Sal's, which may not be a good thing for the hobby or sport, by televising. Great answer by Dane Norris. Brian Elkins, overhead is key. I mean, it's everybody is on the same page. It looks like is once you. Discovery is already looking into it since Big Chief is getting into it. Yeah, but Brad, I mean, again, you'll see.
I've been down that road. It doesn't work. It's not that easily. It's not that easy. A great group of my friends, we had they put a TV show on Discovery Channel as well. I mean, it's cutthroat when it comes to that, and that's the easiest way I can say it. I had a blast doing what I did with Billy this weekend. I think that everyone that watched the race this weekend had a blast watching it. Why would you want to change it? I think that we can just make things better to what we did this weekend and what Billy, what he's trying to accomplish. And I think there's a way to make it work for everybody. And I think that we grow it within the sport. It's cutthroat out there in the real world, people. I'll tell you that right now. It's cutthroat and corporate and all that. We want it. We have the manufacturers in our sport right now that we want to maintain. But I don't know. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to that. I think there's a heart and a passion answer to that, and I think that's what we do is working, and it's getting bigger by the moment. So you got to take it in step by step and
No,
grow organic.
like trying to put you just got in this hobby and trying to put a 2.0 motor in your car, Brian Souls, guys, it's not the money that'll have the biggest change. The TV promoters will take over and the direction and dictate how everything is run. Yeah, from what I can tell, that is typically what they like to do. They want to come. So
keep reading what Brian just said.
They say, well, they went away.
It's pinned. No. I just pinned it up.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. I've worked on three Discovery shows and 2 History channels. Let me see if he said anything else. So yeah, so if anybody, apparently he should know.
Right. I would love to get him on the show. Hey, what's his name? Let me see if I can bring him. I know who Brian. Brian's local here. But I would love to. I mean, if you guys are into this, or I could just save that for another show. I mean, it don't matter to me. I got plenty of shows coming.
Well, I mean,
I just want to go faster.
Yeah, well, I think it's important. It is important to hear his side of it. That way, you know for sure that if something comes up next year, hey, here comes a TV show, or they put this on TV, then you know already what you're stepping into.
Correct.
If you get a little insight from his perspective, because he knows.
Yeah. I you know what? I'm going to be with him this weekend. So those of you that would like to hear about Brian Sal's story, I'm going to be. I just found this out today. I'm live 3 days this weekend: Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I didn't know I was going to be live Sunday. So my voice is going to be crap. So I will have Brian sit with me. Those of you that want to know about like Discovery and stuff. So I think that'll be pretty cool, don't you guys?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. What are you doing this weekend, Billy?
We're doing the Yuma. We're doing the Yuma Nationals, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know the beauty about my little world? It's only 2-hour drive.
Yeah, right. I'd love to be able to race with only a 2-hour drive.
Oh.
You know, the race anywhere is 3.5 hours.
It's going to be a walk in the park.
I got a question for Chris.
Yes,
He's
sir.
ready.
Hey, have you got the Apollo?
No. I do
Well,
not.
hey, you know Mark. I know you watching Mark's videos, and so Mark switched over. So you're a follower of Mark. So I figured, you're going to have one coming in the mail.
It does look interesting. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I did watch his video. It's set up completely different. Not completely different, but the characteristics of it are different than what this car is. Low CG, low ride height. Doesn't rely on the bars much. But I'm definitely intrigued about it. Let's put it that way.
Exactly.
What do you guys think about a ready-built car versus a car you build yourself? What are the pros and cons of having a ready-built, a ready-built car? Everybody knows you adjust them either way, but
to me, it depends on what you want to do. A lot of guys say, "Hey, here's the money. We're going to get somebody to build me a car, and I just want to go fast. I just want to throw money at it, and I'm going to go fast and let somebody else tune it and whatnot." Me personally, I can afford to do that, and I love to build it from the ground up. That's why I have what I have now, and that's just me. I did start out with the Arrow because I looked at it and I had to understand how all this works. Once I did that, I was like, okay, now let me put what I want to put in it. So it really just depends on the person, what they want to do.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. There's no right or wrong answer to that.
No, exactly. It's just, what's that person wants to do. Me personally, I love doing my own thing.
Whether you buy a ready-built car or you build your own, either way, you've got to get into that car and spend time with that car. And before
I think to get it to the sport, I think maybe there should be more ready to runs because you got the kids and you got the parents that's like they go to the hobby shop and they see a drag car. You got your options there to choose. If you want to just build something, from back and forth, you buy a chassis. Okay, I got to buy another car.
Right.
It can add up where sometimes, a parent ain't going to do that or whatnot. So, getting a ready to run car out in these hobby shops is really going to kickstart or help, get the kids or the parents involved in it at doing it in front of their house. And then when they hear something on Facebook, hey, they're racing down here in the parking lot. Okay, let's go.
Yeah,
and
right.
You're going to get, some people's going to get hooked. But then some people I notice, they get upset because they're like, hey, I spent all this money on this car. Why ain't I running 2 O's? I'm selling it. So I've seen a lot of that too. It's,
That's exactly how I got hooked into this about 10, 11 years ago. I bought my son a short course of Associated SC10 ready to run because I figured he'd like it. And I was running it. And I'm like, hey, let me see that thing. And I got hooked. Then I found out there was racing locally. And that was it. It was over for me.
Yeah, it's like me. I got the my wife's car, my wife's truck, her Traxxas truck. She raced in the Queen of Streets, and pretty much said if that she wanted her own truck, but she wanted something she could just learn out. So we got her the Traxxas truck, and she's gonna race it in just the RTR class. Which if all you guys were running at your local events, man, push the RTR class. You know, let everybody run what they can change the gear, maybe change the gearing, maybe change the fluid in the diff or the shocks. But everything else on that car, if it came with it from the hobby shop, it should be legal. You know, um, and let these guys that are and let them race and run their cars and in a heads up RTR class. I mean, I think every local um, drag group should have a RTR class, man. Um, Billy, I missed that question that you put up there from YouTube.
It wasn't really a question. It's just everybody's just saying how we're talking about the TV show, man.
Yeah.
Rick Nelson over on YouTube. This is what he just said. He goes, "In this show is the reason I say it's." Hold on, let me go over here. "In this show is the reason I say it's not cutthroat because the guys at one last week or on this week tell exactly what they did, and that wouldn't happen if you have corporate involved."
Yeah, I see. I mean, I know his point. But I think we would still be us.
Yes.
Now, granted, if you have a guy that says, "Don't you be telling anybody what that's handing you thousands of dollars," it could be different.
Right.
But it is what it is. Like I said, we're not there yet. I think we're years from that.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Okay. I try to hold back from saying this, but here's the problem. You get on TV, you get national coverage, right? Say
right.
I'll use me as an example. I'm Foster Yates. Now I've got someone. Let's just say I've got whoever. Exotech is now seeing the kind of coverage that they're getting on national TV. Well, we've already got people in this sport that they can't get this, they can't get that, they can't get this. Right now, what is Exotech, or let's just say Foster Tech, to not use any names. Foster Tech is going to spend every amount of money they can to make my car do anything and everything possible. That maybe someone else that I'm at a race that this national coverage is going to be covering can't get. So once, I think that's what Billy was evading to. I don't know. I'm not putting words in anybody's mouth. But once you get corporate involved and the money starts flowing, it's definitely not a fair game then.
Nope.
I'll go back to anything I've ever done in my life. Anything that grows organically, anything that grows naturally will have a much better end result and better end product than anything that doesn't happen naturally. We have a good thing going in this sport right now. It's growing faster than probably any other sport in the country.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Why mess it up? I think that we need to figure out. We need to figure out how to scale this. What Billy's doing, or putting it in people's living rooms, or whatever. How they're doing that. I think that gets better and better every time. It's just what it is. What we're doing right now, there's nothing wrong with it. What national TV would bring to it, yes, the glorification for everybody on national TV, everybody would want, until you weren't that guy that was getting all the attention on national TV. And this streaming that we did this weekend, everybody that was at that race, everybody that made a comment was definitely commented back to and definitely given their props on what they did. That won't happen. You will lose the organic feel to it.
We did the best we could, though, Foster, that we had a lot of people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But and we didn't miss too many people, Billy. I don't
No,
think. And
no.
you're gonna
You're right.
lose that. You're gonna lose it, and that's the best way I could say it.
I like
That's the
it.
most professional thing.
I like it. That's good. But I will tell you this. We did the best we could, man. I mean, you remember, Foster, we were at one time, guys, Chris and Rodney, you guys don't know this, but Foster, at one time, it was so crazy that Foster was taking over Facebook and I was taking over YouTube. We were at about 260 to 270 people, and everybody's commenting. So it's he's right. You go corporate, you go TV, all of you guys that's right now, like all the comments. I mean, I'm reading everything on YouTube. I'm reading everything on Facebook. That's going to go away. And as far as bringing it to your home, your TV, we've talked about this, Foster, your moms, your dads, your grandpas, your grandmas. I mean, I'm doing the best I can, but I think I think that everybody will that watched it. Now, when I say that how many people watched it, this thing is sitting at right now between YouTube and Facebook over 10,000 views. So you guys do the math. You know what I'm saying?
What I mean. I watched it Sunday. Watched the final rounds while I was working on my car the next day because I couldn't watch it live. I was at an event, but I was sitting there that night, the next day watching it, and I couldn't agree more that that what y'all guys do is definitely an amazing job. I told you this off the air, and I'll tell you again. I mean, that show by far was your best. Was the best, not your best, the best show, bar none. It was more informative. It was the points were on point. You knew exactly what y'all were talking about and giving correct information. It was a great job, definitely a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I second that. Like I said, going around to these races, and Billy's there at every one of them. He's traveled so many. I tell these people, that I was like, I don't see how he does it. I've been talking to the BMF guys. I'm like, how's he doing it? How does he stay up? How does he keep traveling? He's just constantly nonstop. And I'm like, this guy has dedicated his more time than anybody else, to this. And so, my hat's off to Billy to helping this sport grow as it is, because without him, who knows, you'll see some stuff on Facebook every now and then just because of the groups or whatnot. But Billy putting out the show live is, another level that, and everyone, you got to think about it. He's traveled to all these major events. It's just phenomenal, really.
Think of where we were last year, guys. If we wanted to see a race, what did we have to? We would hope the guys, just somebody there, hold up a phone. Hold up a phone. That was all we had. This time last year, you might have got lucky if you had a race that had more than 40 people that would put a phone on a tripod for you and then just run it. You were extremely lucky if you had that. But most of the time, you just had a guy that was holding the phone. Hey, we're in round number 3. This is such and such, and there they go. And that was what we had. And now we have Billy, who's travels is ungodly amount of time. And I know because he's come to Key West with me. I went to Texas with him. Then we both traveled up to Topeka. Those of y'all just do not know what is going on behind the scenes. I know Foster, he got a really good taste of it, and
Yes, he did.
in Kentucky. but I've seen a lot of behind the scenes stuff that, oh my God, what this guy does, uh,
Yeah.
and it's really helped our sport. It's really helped our sport, and everybody on here, we got what 45 people right now. Everybody on here owes definitely a debt of gratitude to Mr. Shaw and Wendy Shaw and Bo Batten for those those people. They work their tails off to make sure Bo, and everybody's, well, what does Bo do? Well, Bo's back there running the show so Billy can go these places. And but Billy and Wendy, man, they're all, they do a bunch for us guys. A lot of stuff, a lot of stuff you see, a lot of stuff you don't see what they do for us, and I'm here to tell you.
Well, I'm humbled, and I thank you for that. I really do. It means a lot. So I'm going to have to just tell the truth to everybody, Chris and Rodney and Foster and Kid. I have a twin brother.
Is that what it was?
I'm just kidding.
I know. I would believe that, because I'm telling you, I've been with you, through Texas and Kansas and here. I'm like, dude, this guy don't stop.
The only time I got him to stop is when we went fishing offshore, and he didn't have any service, so he had no choice but to.
I love it.
And then he was telling the fishing guys all about drag racing at that point.
I love it, man. I do enjoy it, guys. It does take a lot of work, but this is it does mean a lot when you guys give me the props, because it does take a lot. But again, you know what? We lost Foster. We lost Foster. We're losing Rodney. We're losing everybody.
I'm in my truck. The lights keep going off. So
I see you in your truck. Do you live in Kentucky?
yes, yep.
Okay, cool. Okay, good. Because I was going to ask you. It's dark there. You're in your truck. Your light keeps going out. It's getting kind of creepy over there.
What time are we looking at, Mr. Shaw?
What's that?
What time are we looking at? How long have we been on?
Exactly 2 hours as we speak.
Okay.
I lost Foster, though. Dang it! I'm gonna wait till he comes back up, and then we'll bring him back in. There's so much going on, guys. I know you guys don't see YouTube, but it's crazy.
Yeah, I think so. I know we got a ton of comments. I'm really kind of more looking for questions, see if we have any actual questions.
Yeah.
And guys, I love the comments, and we thank you. I'm trying to see if we have any actual questions we haven't seen.
So I'm going to answer this question right here. This is something that so check this out, guys. I'm going to pin this to the top, and I'm going to read it to you guys, and then I'm going to answer. There he is. There's Foster. I'm going to answer this question. So listen, hold on. Let me get Foster back up here. So read what Sean South just said. He said,
You want me to read it?
Sure, go. Yep, go.
Sean South, we tried very hard in Topeka to get Billy the driver info he needed. It's harder than what you would think from behind the scenes. We appreciate everything Billy does for our hobby and our races. And trust me, Billy, I am scared to death as a guy that's about to put on a huge race. How the heck I'm going to get you?
You're not. I got this. Nope. I already got it. It's done. You guys will never, ever have to hand me a piece of paper ever again. Right, Foster? Foster already knows where I'm going with this. You'll never, ever have to hand me another piece of paper ever again. Right, Foster?
That's right. The next one's going to be even it'll be even better. We brought here's the deal. This is why this works so well. You take Billy's brain and you take my brain, and I've been on the competitive side of racing. I knew a lot of guys from the East Coast that were racing. We learned some things, and we talked about some different ideas. We saw some things. We brought you the drone coverage we haven't talked about yet that showed the You know,
Yes.
the closing rate and the gapping rate of the cars that actually allowed people that were watching that to understand what these cars were doing. Uh, um, the combination of what Billy does and maybe my little addition to being on the sport, being an actual driver. I think it was a good mix. Um,
100%. With you, what you do, and me, what I do, brother, we nailed it, man. I'm
Yeah.
trying to,
Yeah.
I'm trying to find you guys some drone footage here. Hang on a second.
Um, we got a question pinned up there while you're looking. Chris, what size rotor do you run in your motive motor? Do you mind talking about it, or do you know?
13 5 millimeter rotor.
There you go. There you go, Mr. Tim Barth. Asking you shall receive. Uh,
I got it. I'm pinning it up right now. There you go. There you go, kid.
okay. I have a question. I have a DR10 and a B61. If you were going to buy a chassis, which one or what one would you buy one for? I would say that the B6 would be the one to go with. What do you thought? DR10 versus B6. Anybody? Anybody associated guy? I think I'm the only one now.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm TLR.
Yeah. Well, so I would say the B6. It's got more, not necessarily more stuff that you can do, but more stuff that's suited to go faster, quicker. That's my opinion. But I mean, but then not saying there's a lot of DR10s that heck, DR10. I think didn't it? It came close to winning King of the Streets. So. But I started out with a B6. See.
So
there's no
Echo head motor or rear motor? What platform? Mine's the Traxxas Space. That comes from Vince Roopnow. I said that wrong.
Yeah, I've had both cars. I've had rear motor and I've had mid motor. I race mid motor now. There's Chris could tell you his exact car. Rodney could tell you his exact car. Kid, you could say the exact car. I could tell you my exact car.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It's all what you're comfortable with. It's a visual aspect, what you like with your eyes.
Yep.
It's what you're by. And then really it's just practicing. You see Rodney just won Lexington with a chassis he built himself. That's not a manufactured chassis. You saw Jacob Leader win King of the Streets with a Tub DR10. But both of those guys, and you see Chris, what he's doing. They put the time in. You get the right shock package, you get the right tune in your ESC, you have the right equipment, you're gonna do things well. And not one person is gonna win every race. And we talked about ready to run cars. I could come in. People come in at different levels. I could spend $2,000 on a brand new ready to run carbon fiber chassis, the bells and whistles. It's not going to run the same in Kentucky as it's going to run in Arizona. It's not going to run here and there. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to what manufacturer you choose or what you like. I think it's all really what you like and the time you're going to put in it.
Okay. So so I got a maybe breaking news. I don't know. I didn't say this is an interesting question that got pinned up there. This was for you, Chris. This comes from Brad Hedman. Does anyone know Chris Gillen's nickname or stage name? Well, do you have a stage name there, buddy?
No comments.
Uh-oh.
Next on the main stage is Chris the Man Gillen.
So behind me, I know you guys can see this. So this is kind of some of the drone footage that we did, Foster and all the guys, and we played with the different views all night. But Foster, I think you're right. I think at the end of the night we figured it out, and what everybody wanted, and it worked out pretty good. And he's right to see when the cars took off and to see them close on one another, man, with that drone. It was on point. It was pretty cool, and only Foster only will know what I'm doing next. I purchased that today, Foster. So that's that. When we roll that out, you can just forget about it. It's going to be over.
Yeah,
It's gonna
you
be
guys.
cool.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I was talking about. How Billy goes to every event, and how he sees what he's doing and how he improves. It's just like the cars are getting better. The live streaming is going to get better.
Agreed.
The coverage is going to get better. The accessibility to the drivers' names and the ETs and the mile per hour, that's fixed. It's done. There is no not knowing who's up.
Yep.
We learned a lot this weekend, Billy, and
Yep.
the next one, I guess, is either. I know you're going to be doing Yuma. I don't know if you'll have that equipment in place for that, but
No, I will not. They have to
it's,
build it.
you guys
got-
just be.
For everyone. As far as the sport, is it better to have times being announced or not having times being announced? For not for competitor, but for the actual sport. That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, for me, I don't. It doesn't bother me because you got hundreds of people that's going to see it there. So why not announce it? You know, I mean, it's just kind of gives everybody like, well, what are they doing on the East Coast or what are they doing on the West Coast? You know, so it doesn't bother me if they didn't want times and they shouldn't even have a clock up there. You know, if somebody was that specific, I don't want to see my time or nobody knows my time, then, you know, write no time on your car and then they won't show you a time. I mean,
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I'm debating whether I want to announce times at SoFlo. I have one of my sponsors that really wants me to, and I kind of thought about not sharing times.
Why?
But I think talking about it, I think I want to go ahead and, like I said, because I've got one of my sponsors who really wants me to, and I think after watching the show, coming back and watching show, it actually helps the viewer, understand how close these races are.
yeah.
Okay, so what's the reasoning for no times, kid?
The reason I'm headed behind it because the guy's starting out. The guy is starting out, and he went to his local track, and he's running 2.3s, no matter what he does. And then he looks on TV or looks on the internet and sees everybody running 1.8s, and it just gets disgusted. And, well, I'll never get that. And that was kind of the thinking behind it.
Can I chime in for just a second?
Yeah, because that's why I posed the question, because I really want you.
Okay.
Really want your.
I can tell you this, and you guys are going to see it 100% in action this West. I see Keith West just chimed in, and I said this. Oh my gosh! Listen, you're going to see it this weekend. The way that Foster and I were doing it, Jamie Woosley had a TV right in front of everybody saw it. Chris, you saw it. Rodney, you saw it. He had a TV monitor right in front of the timing system, right? So what was happening is instead we were getting the times. We were getting the names, and we were trying to listen. And finally, me and Foster were like, what are we doing? The times are right here in front of us. So we moved the table over, and him and I would go back and forth. I would do it for a little bit. He would do it for a little bit. So what we're doing, I like, now Foster, help me out with this. I like announcing the times better than showing them up on the screen. Because if you listen to Foster and how he was commentating on when the times had come in, man, he would explain it. So it was awesome, man. It was just awesome how everything was explained to you. So those of you that are getting into drag racing, you don't really know what is going on. The way that we're going to do it this next weekend, just like Foster did it, is Foster. I've already talked to Curtis, that's running the race this weekend, and I'm going to be doing the same thing that you did. I'm going to have the names, the times, the ETs, miles per hour, everything. So every time that cars go past the finish line, and you're going to hear it, not see it.
Yeah. Kid. Yeah, Billy, I agree. And this all comes back to the evolution of the sport. Um, it's old school thinking. It doesn't matter what the time is, and and that's up to each race director how they want to do it. I mean, we are drag racing, so whoever gets to the line first is the winner.
Yeah.
But when you talk about a visual aspect, and you talk about, you know, TV, people watching it in their homes, right? You're creating a story. You're building a scene for the people that are watching it live because they're not there. They're not seeing these things. They're not hearing the racers talk back and forth in times and seeing them prep their cars. So the timing does add a piece to the story that you have to build to put it on TV. It's also the evolution of the sport, right? We're all chasing an ET and we're all chasing mile per hour. At the simplest day, or in the simplest form, though, it's really just if your car gets through tech and you see a green light, you go. It's whoever crosses the finish line first. So I think there's a good mixture of both that has to happen. But I don't think one hurts or one harms the sport either way.
Okay. Well, that was like I said. That's why I posed the question out there because I mean, truly, I really, I'm always on the fence on it. But then, like I said, watching y'all's commentary on Sunday, I really kind of wanted to hear what y'all's guys' opinion on it. And like I said, because it 100% added. And like I said, and one of my major sponsors really wants it. So most likely we're going to have times.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've heard some people say that giving out times it hurts the sport. And I can kind of see it a little bit. Like you said, I can kind of see it that people get discouraged. But that being said, too, we're in this to try to help grow in the sport, trying to help get people excited about it. And as a promoter, I like the idea of maybe somebody running a 1.6 or 1.71, in Florida, because the track down there it's going to be great for it. So probably one of the best tracks or rest surfaces we've seen at one of these big mega races. I'm looking forward.
Read the comments, man.
Yeah, I can't see him because my phone is dead, but I get it from a racer standpoint. We did it in Knoxville when everybody was practicing. We didn't share times. I mean, it's a cat and mouse game, right? I could go up to the line. I could be super fast, but I draw a guy next to me. I don't want him to know he may slow his tune down or speed his tune up to be able to race me. It is a cat and mouse game. When this sport originally started, it was started as no prep, just like the real life. You get out in the middle of the street. That's why it's so popular, because you can race in your front yard and your driveway, right in your street. So it was hit the light and you go. You race to the finish line. As the sport evolves and more people get involved in it, the attraction, the piece that's hooking everybody is a 10th scale car doing 80 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour at this time in 132 feet. Like I said, there's no right answer or wrong answer to either way. You just, as a race promoter, to have to decide what you want to do, how you want to do it.
Right.
Yeah. 10-4. Well, like I said, I pretty much, after all looking at the comments, and Keith West pretty much calling me stupid. So it looks like we're gonna have times.
Wait, what? Where do you see he said anything? What did he say to you?
He said
I see it. No times.
Yeah.
Chris, what do you think, man? Chris, you've been doing this a while, racing multiple things. What do you?
Oh, he
might be frozen.
Is he froze again? Oh,
There?
Chris, can you hear us?
Yeah, he glitched. I didn't hear what he asked me.
What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are there's two schools of thought, like you said. Instant green, and whoever finishes the line, that's the winner. That's how the purists want to keep it. And their school of thought is, uh-oh.
Hold on. Stand by. Just keep talking. You're fine, Chris. Go ahead. No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
They're going to be chasing numbers instead of chasing the person they're racing. As far as promotion-wise, televising it and the amount of people that will be at a big event, times are your friend, in my opinion. So that's how I feel about that.
The watching Sundays, watching Saturday nights rebroadcast on Sunday. Yeah, I can say, yeah, that pretty much kind of made up my mind. And then talking with everybody here, that that pretty much made up my mind. I think the big races should have times. And we're running a full track mate. We're running full two different timing systems. One's going to be a the full-time race track, and then we're going to have another timing system for a full-time practice track. And so, you'll obviously get times on both of those.
Cool.
Let me say, like Keith West said, I didn't say you was stupid. Street outlaw mentality some people pretend to have on RC racing. Yeah, I know, Keith. I was just playing with you. I know you said you don't think I'm stupid, but sometimes I do act stupid. I'll agree with that.
Let me run off of what Keith just said right now. He says, if you want the spectators to stay interested in our hobby, you need to announce ET in miles per hour. Now, excuse me, whenever I'm doing my lives, I don't know how many times, Foster, I don't know if you've seen it while we were live, how many times people would ask, what are the ETs? What are they? What are they? What are they? So, I agree with Keith.
Yeah, I think so. And Foster, I think, said it best, man. Foster said it best, but it helps round up the story. It helps flesh out a story for somebody that's trying to watch and listen what's actually going on when you have that. So I agree.
Well, I mean, we can beat this dead horse all day long. You're going to have multiple answers from multiple people, but the sport, it's the evolution of the sport. Okay. If I called out Chris right now on this live and said, "Hey, we're going to race," guess what? There's not going to be a timing system. We're going to get out in the street, and we're going to hit a light, and we're going to go, and whoever gets to the finish wins. That's kind of the mentality. Yeah, of course, of course. But as the sport continues to evolve and more people are getting interested, it's thing. I like not running timing when we do it. I like that style of it. I'm kind of a pure street racer. That's kind of the scenes I come from, but I also want to know what time I'm running when I'm racing. And everybody watching wants to watch it.
Listen to what Brian Elkins had to say, though. Brian says, Brian says, this hobby grew because all you needed was a street and a couple of guys. Obviously, big races need a tree, but I don't think times.
Yeah, I mean, that's the greatest thing about this sport is everybody is entitled to their opinion. And if Brian puts on his race, he doesn't have to run times. If I run a race and want to run time, I can run times. But I agree with Brian 100%. Where this sport started and the grassroots of how it started was let's put them down in the middle of our street. We've built our own drag cars and let's race. It's built on the same platform as Street Outlaws. But as you can see, Street Outlaws has evolved too. Everything has. Yep. So, like I said, there's no right or wrong answer to that question, kid.
Hello, Keith West.
Oh, man, now I'm in trouble.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Okay, so hang on a minute. I got to set.
You're
My
breaking up.
phone's about dead watching you
Hello.
idiots be on 2 hours.
Hey. We're going to go 5, so relax.
So, kid, I'm not calling you stupid. Just so we can set the record straight.
Hey, not
Perfect.
yet. Not yet.
Wait, January,
Here's what wears me out, okay? And I've said this online, and you guys have probably heard me say this. Last time I checked, I couldn't climb in my RC car and run from the cops.
right.
So we are not street outlaws. We're racing RC drag cars. People want to know how fast we are. They don't know. They have no idea. If they're sitting there a spectator at the race, they're like, man, that car's fast. I wonder how fast it was going. So if you withhold that information, the spectators are going to be bored with it in about 10 minutes.
I agree.
Yeah,
Period.
good point.
And the no time deal goes back to real cars, grudge racing, because they're betting big money. They don't want that guy to know how fast he is. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
that's different. They're out there racing on the street or wherever, and they're racing for money. They don't have spectators to worry about, you know. So, but anyway, that's just my 2 cents on it, and you guys know where I stand about it. So.
Yep.
What are you doing, Keith?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
Please tell us what you're doing.
I just finished putting Jason Schwartzner's BMF team car in a box and sending it out to him tomorrow.
Nice.
Nice.
And I'm actually piddling with.
Oh, the Apollo.
Uh-oh.
Hey, there you go. Hey, Chris. There you go, Chris. Let him build you one.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna be diehard aero guy. I'm still gonna run my 5.7 Designs cars, but I'm gonna fiddle with this TFRP a little bit. So.
Well, I mean, you might as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a dealer on them, so might as well try it.
We had Dustin Malakote on the show, and Foster, you and I we dissected his car, and I got to tell you, what a beautiful chassis he has done.
Definitely.
Yeah, man, they're nice cars for sure.
Nice.
Very nice. But no, I didn't come on here to take very much time. I just wanted to get on here and razz y'all a little bit and bitch and gripe and you name it.
Yeah, I can't wait till everybody gets to call me stupid in January.
Oh,
How about my boy Rodney getting all famous, man? My boy Rodney's gonna ride off in the sunset and forget about old Team BMF now.
oh no.
Done hit the big time.
Yeah. He's gone.
No, I'm super proud. I'm super proud of him, man. Rodney's he's a good guy.
I'm the black sheep of the BMF family. You know, I kind of stand out. I kind of just drift off a little bit and do my own thing. But you know, I couldn't have been to these other events, Kansas or Texas, without Keith and you know the other guys. You know, bringing me along, supporting me, and running his wings. And you know, he gave me a body and stuff like that. So. No, I'll be BMF. I just might not run everything they do. It's just like I said, I'm the black sheep.
Yeah. Rodney likes to build his own piece. You know, he don't want a bunch of people running the same stuff he does, and that's cool.
Yeah.
He likes to be unique, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there you go. Unique.
Unique. That way he uniques up on you.
Yeah. Unique. Hey, Rodney, you sneak right up on that win, boy.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Hey,
All
Rodney.
right. Well,
Hey, Rodney.
Yes.
How many friend requests did you get after?
Oh my God. Hey, I thought when Facebook went down, I thought it was because I was getting so many requests. I swear I got 50, maybe 100. by Sunday.
Right?
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Did I just hear you? You thought Facebook went down because you're getting all these friend requests?
I thought
Yeah.
I thought they locked my Facebook account.
No, it's because Kid doesn't want to see timing down in Miami. That's why it went down.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Rodney broke the internet.
Yep.
That's funny. Rodney, I thought it was because people sent me so many friend requests telling me and Billy what a great job we're doing. So I'm glad to know it.
Hey, that's true. That's true. But no, hey,
messing up.
really, I keep getting friend requests. I mean, like every probably 20, 30 minutes, I get a friend request now.
You got to watch out for. There's one friend request everybody's got to watch out for, man.
Who's that?
I know who it is, and do not take his friend request. He goes by. Hang on a second. You guys steer clear of this cat.
I think it's RC Drag Pro or something.
RC Drag Pro, correct? Yeah, he's got a yellow funny face with sunglasses that says RC Drag Pro. Steer anybody that he has. I'm telling you right now, steer clear of this cat. I know who he is, and I'm telling you guys, steer clear. So if you see that, Rodney, man, don't bite.
Yeah. Also, too, Rodney, when you get after you accept all these friend requests, and then guys come on and message you and all you do is say hi, yeah, just go ahead and delete that. you'll buy insurance.
Honestly, I haven't accepted any of them except for I accepted Chris because I know him. I've seen. If I haven't seen you or met you, I'm not accepting it. So they can send all they want to. Nothing against anybody in the RC stuff, but that's kind of who I am, man. I don't take no chances unless I know you face to face or something like that.
We're friends yet or not? I need to send you a friend request over there. Maybe you'll accept it.
Hey guys, I gotta go. I love listening to you. You guys know I'll think the world of y'all. I'm gonna go eat dinner.
Hey,
Whoa! What's for dinner in the West household?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. My wife went and got something. I just seen her walk across. I got the garage door open. I seen her walk in. So,
it's got to be pizza or Mexican food, right?
Probably Mexican if I had my guess.
Hey Keith, man, thanks, dude. We'll talk to you later, bro.
Yeah, Keith. Yeah,
Okay,
Keith.
guys.
Thanks for all you do.
Yeah,
all
be
the
safe.
traveling you do also.
Yep, be safe.
You bet, guys. I'll see you later.
Later, brother.
Yeah.
All right, man. He messes me. He says, "Bring me in right now." All right. So what else? What about you, Rodney? Any racing coming up in the near future for you?
Honestly, I was talking to my buddy today. I'm like, hey, is there a race? Let's find a race. I'm kind of pumped up. I'm like, hey, I'm ready to race. I like to go to North Carolina or South Carolina maybe this weekend if there's something on.
Well, you can fly on down here to Yuma, Arizona.
Well, you send me a plane ticket, and I probably will go.
Hey, listen, I didn't win 7K this weekend.
Right.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Hey, well,
Hey,
that's true.
Go.
Wait. I think the best story, Foster, you had already left. Chris, this is about Chris. We're all standing around. Chris and Rodney come up to they come up because we wanted to talk to them. Chris and Rodney, you did not know this, but somebody unplugged us. Our live feed went down. So this happened to me in Topeka too. But Chris, the best story is Chris had set his money down on the table. I don't know if you were there, Foster, or not, but he set his money down on the table, and nobody saw this, right? So we said, okay, Chris, man, have a great night, and Chris walks away, right? He comes running back, and I said, hey, what's up? He goes, he's looking around he left his money, and he grabbed it. He goes, I can't believe it's still here. It was classic, man. It was awesome.
Yeah, I got caught up in the moment.
It was. But even my wife goes, I can't believe you left that money sit right there.
When they unplugged everything, turned
And,
out all the lights, so you couldn't really see it. But I was standing right there watching it, hoping he didn't come back to the table. So
yeah, I'm in the 13.5 class. I took the money. You know, I had that money laying in a body, and I'm going back to the table, and David's there with me, the leading edge guy, that chassis that I run, and I was like, I got to race outlaw now. He's like, well, what are you gonna do with that? I said, just leave it here. So I left all that winnings from 13.5 underneath my table and laying in the body.
Look
So
at
he's
that.
like, okay.
Gee,
Hey Foster, look at the TV behind me, man. Hey, ESPN and NBC don't have nothing on me and you.
Yep, I agree. I agree.
Good stuff,
Well-
man. The whole weekend was awesome, man. I had a really good time. I got to spend a lot of time with some great and upcoming friends, and I got to spend some time with my family in Kentucky. So I had a really good time. I want to say thanks to Chris and Rodney, and congratulations to you two is what we're really going to say here. But and Foster, stay tuned. Foster and I are talking. We'll just say that.
Gonna be fun.
We'll see what happens.
Hey, I gotta give a shout out to Art from RC Speed Secrets. He hooked me up with some good stuff. And to RC Drag Works for tuning my motors
Nice.
Yeah.
before we take it off.
Yeah. You guys,
I'll
if you
take
guys have anybody to shout out to, now's your time.
Yeah, I mean, I second that for Art. I run every kind of titanium screw, the nuts, the tie rods, anything, the bearings. Yeah, everything on both of my cars is what I can get is from RC Speed Secrets with Art. And Got Launch, for the tire prep is Nick Bell for the motors. The DRK ESC, I'm kind of still holding back on the little single turbo. A lot of guys are twin turbos. That's what I call it when you have boost and turbo. But I know, well, Chris is on, he's still on the Tekin RX-8. So, he's still limited, with the timing also.
Am I though?
Well, you're limited on timing, but you make it up with the motor. Let's just say that.
Everybody's
I
got their own way,
I know
right?
how it works. It's just how far you want to go with it.
All the way.
6. The number is 6. This is going out to James Moore. We started. Remember, I had Santa Claus show up with RX-8s. We are down to 6. I had 10. We're down to 6. They will be sold out by overnight. I have not put them up on Instagram or Facebook. Once I do, they're gone. And I can tell you this: I talked to 2 of my manufacturers yesterday. Yes, they're starting to kind of show up, but it's I don't know how much longer. I mean, trying to keep up is another story.
Hey, question for Chris. Aren't you on reactions?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, see, that's another big thing. A lot of people was complaining about Voodoos of winning all the races. I kind of thought that too. I was about half and half. And, I tried them, and, they are probably a 10th faster, maybe. It just depends on the prep. But I've got some really fast reactions also. But, there's again, he's running 170s with a tire that you can go out to any hobby store and grab.
right.
You're on air.
Yeah, on there.
Yeah.
On air.
It goes back to just knowing your car and how he sets. The one thing you could say about both of you guys when you guys got up to the line, and what I saw from my vantage point, was when you set your car down, you were confident, you knew what it was going to do, and that's just the time that you spent with your car. So you can talk about what you can and can't get all day long, but what you can get is more practice time with the car that you have.
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that definitely your testing time is everybody needs to learn that lesson. Just testing, and racing. The 2 things that will make your car go faster. Testing with purpose. Don't just run your car, but testing with an actual purpose and figuring out what you want to do, if you want to try something, you want to do something different, try that, and test, and race. The
Well,
two things.
this right here, real quick on testing. When I started this back in January, I would make many passes as I could in a parking lot, and when it started spinning, I would re-prep. I recharge when it was getting slower. I go to my first race in Lexington, and it just blows the tires off. I can't control it, and I start looking at everybody and seeing how they're doing because that was my first race. I come back, and I'm like, okay, I think I know what I need to do. So when I practice, I make one hit. I come back, I clean the tires, I recharge the battery, I make one hit. It's very time consuming, but when I did that for 1 week and I go back and race, I won the event. The second time I raced at any event, I won just because I went to a race, I saw how they did it, and when you practice, you got to practice like you're racing. You got to make one pass, you clean the tires, you recharge your battery, you check over this or that. Bam, you go out and do it again. You can't make 3 or 4 passes on the same charge, maybe clean the tires. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work.
Right. Because what you're not learning, I mean, you're comparing apples to oranges. If you're trying to learn what car did with that change, but then you change another variable by running on a battery now that has a lesser charge on it, you're getting a different result, and you're not sure now. You don't know if it because of the battery voltage or because of the change you made. It's you gotta when you make that test hit, everything has to be the same every time you pull the trigger if you want to test your results.
Yeah,
I mean
even with 13.5, when I started 13.5, a month or so ago, I got in that habit. I was making 2 or 3 passes because I'm like, well, the battery's going to still stay charged. The motor's not going to get hot. And I would make a radio adjustment. The second pass, third pass, I'm making a radio adjustment. Well, I go back and charge the battery, prep the tires. It's totally different. I'm thinking, why is it doing that? I'm like, it's just a 13.5, but it doesn't matter. Anything, any change, any whatnot, you got to exactly do everything the first time over.
Yeah, and like I said, you got to. I think 13.5, like you said, is almost the worst because you can, you're not hurting anything by making back-to-back passes. It's so easy to slip into that. Go ahead and just I slipped off the line. Let me make another pass real quick. I'm sure I didn't burn off that much.
Exactly. I mean, that's what I used to do. Now, in the Lexington race, I did race one time back-to-back, and I did make a radio adjustment, and I just cleaned my tires, and the got launched. I couldn't believe it that I ran almost the exact same time that I did the first time, and just a good accomplishment of tuning, knowing your car, like Foster said, knowing what your car will do day in and day out. That's what's going to get you through, knowing your car, changes of conditions, and you're gonna make rounds, go through it.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna butt in here real quick. I play a lot of golf, and if I thought that I could go buy the nicest set of golf clubs and it would make me a better golfer, that may be the issue. You got to put the practice in.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. The nicest equipment doesn't.
That goes back to what we said at the beginning of this, where just buying the fastest car with the fastest stuff in it and the most expensive stuff that you can find is not going to make that a 1.8, a 1.9, a 2.0 car. It's the time that you put into that car. And it's hard to get that through some people's heads, because I know it was me. I'm like, when I first started out, well, I'm saying that I'm going to get that best of everything. I'm going to, and then all I have to do is just put that car down and pull the trigger. And then when the first time I did that, I'm like, well, why is my car not going straight? And why is my tires spinning off the line? This is back before we were adding all the gunk putting the stuff on the tires. And so, I mean, had a lot to learn, excuse me. And I realized real quickly, this is not just, you're not just going to be able to buy your way to the finish line, so you've got to spend the time with your cars. And I'm not doing that. I'll be 100% honest with you. I'm one of the world's, because it's so hard for me to test, because it's a long drive, and it's usually I go try to go a day early so I can test where I'm racing, because that's the only place I really have to test.
If you're not making mistakes, you're not trying hard enough.
Amen.
Thank you. That's good, Chris. I like that.
Yeah.
Hey, so I have a question now. This is coming off of YouTube. I know you guys can't see YouTube. So this is a question, and let's see. Question. Would you guys agree that RC, this is from Visalia RC Drag Racing. He says, or she says, question, would you guys agree that RC drag racing is like poker? You have to have skills and product to perform, like in poker, to have the cards every now and then, but luck has to have something to do with it. Foster.
I agree, but I disagree. Poker, there's skill and knowledge and things like that to it. But when it comes down to racing, you have to have experience and reps. You do have to have some luck when things aren't happening right in your direction. But at the end of the day, a car that's built properly, a racer that's surrounded by racers that will help him be a faster racer and promote what he's doing or what the group's doing, and everything that you put into your daily your daily routine of what you do in racing is going to make you a better racer. It's going to get you to the finals more often times than not than it is in poker.
Chris?
I think you have to learn how to win, to be honest. You have the right mindset. Luck has a little bit to do with it, but sometimes you can will your way into winning.
Rodney?
Yeah, I agree with Chris and even Foster there. I mean, I look, if you get lucky, it's maybe a number you draw or you get a buy, something like that. Okay, yeah, that's luck. But to win races, you need to know how your car is going to perform, and that's come down to the time and have a positive attitude. Hey, I'm going to win this. I mean, it is a lot of it. Can be in your head. Hey, I'm going to win this, or I'm going to win it. I'm going to cut a good light. My car's going to do good because I've got it prepped right. I've got everything there to do it. So, it all plays a part. A little bit of luck, a lot of will, and to go forward.
Sweet. Awesome.
Disagree with all that. It's all luck.
Sorry.
It's all luck.
Sorry, kid.
No, I honestly, I don't believe in luck at all. I mean, it's either a chance or a will or a blessing, and that's the way I look at it. I don't believe in luck. That's just a man's terminology.
I've got 2 lottery tickets outside that says differently. Let me go back over here. Just Rob Haskell over on YouTube says, and take notes, always take notes. Track, temp, gearing, prep, routines, everything. Notes.
Yeah.
Agreed?
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
I always want to.
I know, right? You just forget, Chris.
Right.
One more. I got 2 more over on YouTube, and then I'll be done with that. LB Cantu, this is just a yes or no. We'll start with you, kid. Is the Sanwa M17 the best transmitter for NPRC, yes or no?
I have no clue. Never used it.
Foster.
Too many variables to that question, honestly. But yes, it has a lot of functionality to it that may be a little bit better than some of the others. But I think if you have a 7PXR and you know how to use that, you could probably get the same results. M17 is probably one of the hottest radios out, but I use the DX6R, and I have the same results, maybe that I've been getting by with. So maybe I need to change to an M17. I don't know.
Maybe not. Chris, how about you, Chris?
You know that
Yes.
answer.
Is that I can't even. My eyes are so bad. Is that
That's
M17?
the M17.
There's your answer to. Let's see who asked that. LB Cantu. Chris don't even need to answer the question. He just. How about you? Well, Rodney, you already talked about it. You got the Futaba.
But hey, I will probably go to the M17 because of it's a little bit more too with the throttle curves. I know the Futaba 7PX has throttle curves, but Team BMF, those guys are on the M17. So I'd rather just have something that, that somebody's familiar with,
Yep.
Talk to Jeff Zuccarello.
Yeah. I'm going to be watching Jeff's video and talk to him also.
Oh, is he doing a video on the M17?
Yeah.
Vince Rupp now says I'm on a DX5C. Chris Hilborn, good thing with the DRK, you can save the data and tunes to your phone and rename them with ET, data, track temp, etc. So there you go.
Yeah.
There was something else I saw in here. Kid, do you see anything over there?
That's what I'm looking right now.
That way we'll finish this off.
More comments, and hey guys, if we don't read your comments, it's not that we don't. It's just there's so many of them.
James Moore says, when you crash at 70, here, I'll answer this question for you. When you crash at 70 plus, how bad are your cars? Just go back to my live from Knoxville, Mr. Moore, and watch when I grudge raced against Jacob Leader. That'll answer the question for you.
Yeah. Wasn't there a guy the first couple races in Kentucky? Didn't he destroy his car? Didn't I see that?
Who?
One of the. He hit a tree.
TJ Black wrecked his car.
Oh, that's right. Yes, he did.
It all depends on how you wreck it. Honestly, you've got some horrible wrecks where the car ends up just maybe busting the bumper or, pushing the body or, crinkling up the body or something like that. But I've seen little wrecks that have tore the whole front end off of cars as well. So
yeah,
maybe that's
I broke a chassis in half right before a week before King of the Streets. Only for the week prior to that, broke a shock tower on the same car. It was, only had one car at the time. That's why I always build two now.
LB Cantu, the same guy I just asked about. He said I just ordered mine right now. LB, I have a special on M17s. You just type in. All you got to do is go to deserthobbies.com and put in M17 as your promo code. Guaranteed it's the cheapest M17 out there. Let me think. Let me see.
Billy,
Yeah.
You got receivers too?
Yep, got them.
Hey, is there a code for that?
Rodney, DM me. You've already tattled on me once today, so I have to make sure we just do this on the down low.
Well, man, hey, that was. I couldn't help it. You helped me out. So, that was just, you could.
It's fine, dude. You're dude.
I'm sorry, but man, I just couldn't hold it any longer. Any longer.
It's okay, man. You've opened up a can of worms, my friend.
Oh no!
Yeah.
He doesn't even realize it.
He doesn't even realize it, does he? Excuse me. Chris Hilborn says Futaba is supposed to be coming out with a firmware update to have one more parameters like the M17. We'll see for that. Greg Parker over on YouTube says spec for the win. So he's talking about a Spectrum. Brad Hedman says good night. Got to get up at 4 a.m. And let's do some. Let's close this deal out. Rodney, do you have anything that you would like to say or sponsors? I know we kind of started, but let's close this deal out. We're pushing 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Team BMF, Keith West, man, he's really brought me a long way. asking me back in the Super Chips race, hey, come pit with him. I did that, and man, we took off. His wings and everything keep me planted. Got launched. I really appreciate, man. They, let me try all kinds of sauces and see what's what. Testing all that, and then Nick Bell, got a couple of motors from Nick, and they've been really turning the 13.5, really, really, really good, and just all you guys do, Billy, you there, with what you're doing with this and everything else you've helped me with, I appreciate it, man. I really do. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all you guys.
Don't tell nobody else. No more dark secrets, please.
I won't. I couldn't. I won't.
Chris, any closing thoughts, my friend?
Thanks for having me on. This is a great sport to get into, and I'm hooked for life. I just want to thank TLR Racing, Motive Motors, Tekin ESCs, Horizon Hobbies, RC Life 920, Reaction Time, Velcro Vomit, RC Speed Secrets for making some kick-ass bearings, and RC Dragworks for tuning that beast.
Very cool. Foster, how about you? Any closing thoughts or anything?
Yeah, I got a lot, but I won't share them all.
You're fine. You're good, dude. Go for it.
Yeah, and first of all, thank you guys for bringing me on the show. It's been a pleasure. Obviously, after this weekend, there's been a lot of positives in what happened this weekend. I want to say thank you to Chris for um, basically being who he is. You talk about professionalism, sportsmanship, just the class that he how he held himself on the track, and the same to Rodney, how you guys carry yourself, how you talk to people to help people on the track. Thank you guys for that. That's what really builds our sport. I can't wait for the next one. My sponsors, Exotech, Old Smoky Moonshine, TLR. I run one of a great friend of mine, Colin Branch with Macklin. Thank you guys to all that. But after this weekend, it's opened a lot of different opportunities for myself and possibilities for myself. I can't wait to see what the future holds in this sport, not only for me, but the people that surround me. My teammates, Tommy, all my 865 guys, all the guys that are in my group that aren't part of 865. And I can't wait to see the relationship that Billy and I build moving forward in the future. I think everybody's going to like it. And same with Keith, with BMF. There's a lot going on behind the scenes, and it's a lot to keep up with. But I think things are going to be where they need to be in this sport moving forward. So, Kid, I can't wait to meet you in January, sir.
Yeah, man.
I was gonna say this earlier, but I'm on that race to race. I'll be willing to give up my spot because I think I'll be calling the race with Billy Shaw.
I think so too. Kid, do you have any closing thoughts?
Wow, what a show, guys! What a show today. First off, thank you, Rodney, for coming on the show and sharing your knowledge. Thank you, Chris. Same thing, man. Thank you for coming on the show and sharing what y'all guys went through this weekend and your everything that went on and sharing your knowledge with these guys that are tuning in today.
Anytime.
I just, you don't know how much that makes me feel good that you guys that came on and just basically laid your car out there and tell them what they got. Foster, man, thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm hoping this is not a one-time thing. If I don't even say I don't know what Billy, but I would not have a problem with you coming on every time. I think said you helped us a bench, man. You with the other guys that are typically on the show, they got a lot of life stuff going on, as we all know. And Foster came in and helped us out a bunch, and that from the bottom of my heart, man. I think I really appreciate you coming on. I mean, I know it's not easy for all you guys giving up 3 hours of a Tuesday night to come talk about this. but I do deeply appreciate you guys. And Billy, man, doing what you do, brother. You making this world go around for all of us. I do appreciate it, brother.
I have one closing thought, or should I say Greg Parker does. Greg Parker on YouTube says, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that don't work.
Yeah, exactly.
Thomas Edison.
Yeah.
There you go.
You know, I'm like you, Foster. I don't even know where to begin. This weekend was something else for me. I've been, like Rodney said, I've been traveling like a madman, and I got to tell you, man, when Foster and I started talking, Foster, how long has it been now? I guess it's been 2-3 months now, right, since you and I started chit chatting. And
Yeah.
Foster made a comment to me. I remember it. Dearly. He says, if you ever need anybody to sit down beside you, I would love to. When somebody says that to you, you know how many people that ask me all the time to sit beside me. And listen, dude, I think you guys realize that, the show that I try to provide for you guys, it's not about me sitting here doing this. I think you guys will see I bring in as many people as I can because it makes for a better show. I mean, look at just look at today. I mean, it went from, like Kid said, it would have been me and Kid just doing whatever he had planned, but
Yeah.
But bringing you guys in, Chris and Rodney and of course Foster, it is 100% made for such a better show. So when you see me out there at these events, and you see all these people sit down, and you'll see me get up sometimes and take off. Listen, it's not about one person; it's about a team. You'll learn with me. There is no I in team. And so I'll go back to when Foster said, I would love to sit with you. It has turned into something that is mind-blowing, Foster. And I know you're getting it too, the messages. I'm going to share with Foster. I'm going to share a message with Foster when we get off of here. What the hell? I'll just read it on the air. Why not? Screw it. Listen to what this guy said. I got to find it. Really, really quick. Let me see. If I can't find it, then really fast. I won't find this. Okay, here it is. He goes, I didn't get to see the beginning of the Tonight Show live. I just started watching from the start. I just wanted to say that we love what you do and appreciate the coverage you give to us guys that can't make it to the large races. The excitement and can-do attitude you have brought to the RC is legendary and will always be remembered. I've learned more from you and the guys on RC Tech Talk in such a short time and amount of time it's been on than anywhere else. Don't let the hate, we're going back to don't let the haters get you down. I've seen your show change lives, and that is something that the others can't say. Keep up the good work. Awesome. And thank you for everything that you do. Somebody sent me this message today, and it makes me, for what all the time and energy I put in this, that's what makes it like worth it. Worth it for all the traveling and the airplanes and the bus stations and the Ubers and the hotels and everything that I do across this country. That right there is what makes it special to me.
Definitely.
So, had to share that one. That was a good one. And with that, my friends, I'm going to let everybody go one by one. So, Rodney, congratulations, my friend. And I'll see you in the near future. So,
Yes, sir.
Enjoy your evening, man. You've been sitting in that car long enough.
Exactly. Hey, yes. All right. Hey, thank you, Billy. Thanks, Chris, Foster, and Kid there, man. Yeah, I had a great time. I really like this, man. Time flies by really fast just sitting here talking.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
3 hours.
Yep.
All right,
Wow.
Rodney, I hate to tell you this, but that little red button that says end. See you later, buddy.
We'll do it. See ya.
See you, man. Chris,
Boom.
same to you, man. Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for being who you are and what you do. And I really appreciate everything, man. And you've always kind of been an OG to the show, and you're always commenting, and I really appreciate that, man.
No problem. Thank you.
Enjoy your night.
Yeah.
Same thing, man.
I'm not going.
See you, man. see you, Chris. Foster, my friend, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
This weekend was one. It's one for the books. I'll tell you that for sure.
Well, let's stop talking about it because it doesn't end here, brother.
No. We got a lot for the crew, for the people, for the world coming in hot. So with that, I will say farewell, my friend, and enjoy your evening with your family, and we'll talk real soon.
All right, buddy. You guys have a good night. See you, kid. See you guys soon.
See you, man. Take care.
Thanks.
See ya. Talk soon. Well, Mr. Sims, what do you think?
What just happened?
Pretty good stuff, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, pretty good stuff, man. It don't get no better than that. And like this weekend, kid, I know you weren't there, but dude, it was mind blowing on how crazy and it was crazy how many people just open arms, man. And I mean, I keep saying it, dude. It's one for the books, man, because it was a good solid weekend, and I can't wait to do it again. Well, on that note, I am doing it again this weekend. So tomorrow night, man, on What's Up Wednesday, I've got the one and only Curtis Harris coming in, dude. Curtis is going to be coming and talking to me. He's the one that's putting on the Yuma event, so he likes to talk. So get ready for Curtis is going to be coming in. We're going to be talking about the Nationals. I'm pretty sure we'll get Mike Pratt on board, and then right after that, I've got Todd Soltero coming in to teach you guys how to solder. Normally we do Todd Soltero on Watch the Lights on Fridays, but he couldn't do it this Friday. So Todd Soltero is going to come in tomorrow evening and teach everybody how to solder.
Nice.
It's going to be a good day.
I'm going to do probably do a body cutting little class next week. So that's kind of what I can talk about. So we'll work on cutting. Teach y'all some of the guys that haven't cut one of these before, want us to cut them a little bit better, and we'll do maybe do a body cutting class next week.
That'll be cool. I think that would be good. Then also coming up next week, we are going to, let me just make sure I'm on the same page before I talk out of, there he is right there. And then the following week, so tomorrow, we're changing it up. What's Up Wednesday is usually me promoting races, which I still will. I'll come a little early. We'll promote the races. We'll bring in Curtis and Mike. Then we'll bring in Todd Soltero to teach you guys about soldering. Then the following week, we're going to be doing ESCs and radio tuning.
Perfect.
That'll be good.
Yep.
All right, man.
All right.
Well, I'm going to Tim Barth says I need a trans slam. Tim Barth, deserthobbies.com.
Yep.
I got plenty in stock. What else, man? Everything good down in Key West? We're good? No crazy weather?
For the first time I saw somebody else. So we got a big Halloween display out the back behind the house, and somebody else posted, I guess they drove by in their boat and took a video of my house and posted it on TikTok.
Oh, no kidding.
Like almost 30,000 views of my house. And I just happened to see it was funny as heck. So I posted it on my page. If you want to go see what my house looks like, go to my page and go You'll that link to TikTok, and you'll go to this guy, the Captain Tom site, and you'll see what my house looks like.
Isn't that
So-
creepy?
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's creepy, bro.
You know me.
Hey, I'm getting some questions. David Turner, thank you, my friend, for that. I appreciate it. Carl Bauer, no, the drag bags are not here yet. They're on the water. They're coming. Oh, yeah, okay, RC Patina. You bet, man. As soon as I leave out of here, we'll give you a call. Anybody else? They're talking about your Hey Kid Sims. Somebody said, is that alignment set your own creation? Absolutely not. That's Papa Bear 3D, man.
Yep, right here, man. That's
Papa
the best
Bear 3D.
sit-up station there is.
Hey, Brian Salz, I actually think I have them next door.
Yeah. In fact, when I gave away, and you can ask Todd when you see him, because I gave it to him. I gave away $100 setup station, and because I told him I won't use it again. I've got this. This is, I mean, a $40 setup station does everything that $100 one did, and I don't have. It takes me 2 seconds to set it up. I'll never use that thing again. So I gave it. Todd just happened to be walking by. I handed it to him. I said, "Hey, can you use this? Here, take it."
Nice. David Turner, I just replied to your comment. You're not being a pain at all, dude. I've been gone for 4 days, and it's been hectic around here. Call the shop tomorrow after 10 o'clock. Captain Chopper Bob will get you all up to speed on your tires. I know he was shipping a bunch of stuff out today, so that was crazy. Let me look over on YouTube real quick. Yeah, what's up?
That's why I do those. I do those videos on YouTube. And like I said, that's what I want to do. One on here.
Yeah, let's
and
do
then
it.
I'm on YouTube. So
Let's do it next Tuesday, man.
Yep. Like I say, it's going to be hard to do a whole complete body because it, But we'll see. We'll see what I can do. Yeah, if I can definitely walk people through on how to do the set on the shark bodies, on the Pro lines and the J concept bodies. Those are a little easier because they give you cut lines, where the shark bodies are a little. You've got to know what you want. So we'll go through that next week.
Cool. I'm going to answer, I'm going to answer some questions before I go. Chris Hilborn, tomorrow morning is going to be the very first morning that I try your pumpkin spice. The girl that usually sits up front in the office here has been out for 2 weeks with COVID, and she's back. And I asked her about the pumpkin spice today, and she said, tomorrow morning when you come in, you'll have a fresh cup. So I can't wait.
See, Chris Hilborn. Calling Chris Hilborn.
Chris Hilborn. And don't forget, in stock right now, Santa Claus showed up here a little while ago, dropped off 10 of these. I just looked because I know people are going to say something. We were at 6, now we're down to 5. By the end of I'm going to when I post these up online right now, they're going to go fast. So if you're wanting an RX-8, you better hurry, because I'm going to post up as soon as I get off of here. I'm going to call RC Patina and chit-chat with him. Him and I are working on something. And so I can tell you this, these will be gone once I post them up. So get ready. And what else, man? What else you got? Do you have anything else? I think we're all caught up with I think we're caught up with all the comments, man. I think we got them all.
Yeah, man. I hope everybody liked the show. Thanks, Billy, for putting that together.
Yeah, man. No worries.
And that was great, getting those guys in here. And I mean, when else are you gonna get to see those guys and ask them questions and chat back with the guys that just won this past weekend? I mean, where else are you going to see that?
I screwed up, man. I screwed up, and I was supposed to have all of the guys from Topeka on, and then we missed a week, and then the following week came, and then I went to Lexington, so I feel bad I didn't get those guys on. I might reach out to them and get those boys on. Because it'll be cool to have it'll be like a, what do you call it? Yeah, it was good to meet you too, also too, Tim. Chris Hilborn says he has a, I just got a crazy message. Chris Hilborn just said, kid, I got a bag of ET with your name on it. D him after the show.
Yeah. Actually, I loved it. So it was me, but with Cindy. I'm on Cindy's laptop, so.
I was saying some. What was I saying? I was talking about something before I saw. So I got a text message. I think that is going to be it. I see. I see Web RC's. He's poking around through our live shows. I would love to bring you, Richie. I would love to bring you on the show, man.
Yeah.
And talk to you. Hey, Richie, are you available tomorrow, man? I'd love to bring you up on the show. Deborah, hello, Deborah. Little Debbie. Little Debbie says thanks for all that you do. You know what, Little Debbie, dude, came to Lexington, dude. I met her over in Topeka, and dude, she rolled up on us and brought us all kinds of Little Debbie cupcakes and I don't know what those chocolate peanut butter things that Little Debbie meant. You know, the Little Debbies and stuff. You know.
Yeah.
Bro, she brought over a bag of those. It was getting so warm, Debbie. I know you don't know this, but we took your Little Debbies and we put them in the ice chest beside us. So it was pretty cool when we got to sit around and eat Little Debbie's all day. WebRC, you need to come on the show so we can chit-chat. I like to pick your brain for about 5 hours. Paul Roth, you've missed a bunch, dude. You know what? I'm gonna do something for an old friend of mine. Not an old friend, a friend of mine, an old friend. Kid, before you go, you'll enjoy this. I used to do this. So listen, here's the deal. When I started this show, I had one camera. I had that Desert Hobby. Here, I'll show you what. I'll show you because somebody asked me to do something, and I'm going to do it really quick. So when I started the show, it was me, a camera, and that Desert Hobbies wood flag there. That was it when I started this thing, and Sean South was OG, man. When I say it goes way back, this is only 5-6 months ago. I used to do some crazy stuff when I was sitting around doing the show, and I don't know, man. You know, I always talk about how I talk about the Bahamas a lot, but I've been there for so long I forgot what they look like because of the because of the COVID. But I used to do this. I used to do the weather report. I used to do it throughout the Bahamas. And what's funny is I actually brought on a friend of mine out of the Bahamas one time. His name is oh my God, what is his name? Andrew Clark. Captain Andrew Clark is what I call him. And I brought him on, man, and he, Billy, man, the weather today here in the Exuma, man, you know. So it's pretty cool. So this is for Sean South. Those of you that don't want to hear the weather report for the Bahamas, you guys have a great evening. Kid, I'm going to get on down the road. I'm going to hit this weather report for Sean because this is OG stuff. And then I'm out of here. So here's the deal. If any of you that have been to the Bahamas, we're going to start with a little island that I call Bimini. Bimini is 50 nautical miles right outside of Florida, man. It is 85 and 79 tomorrow, man. Shoot off down to north of Eleuthera. Eleuthera is an island right beside of Nassau. Everybody knows that one. It's 85 and 77 tomorrow. Then we'll shoot all the way down south to a little island called Long Island, man. It's going to be 86 and 77. Then right above that island is called Cat Island. It's going to be 85, 77 with showers. Then from there, we're going to shoot down to Belize. My buddy's down in Belize. I got a lot of friends down there. Ambergris Key is the place, and that's going to be 86 and 78. Clear tomorrow, Sean. And the last one one of my favorite islands in the whole world is Exuma. Tomorrow's 87 and 78. That's for Sean South, and it's raining all week in the Bahamas. And Kid Sims, thank you, my friend. And
thank you, sir.
And yeah, right, Sean. And Sean just said we only had like 5 viewers. All right, Kid, I'm out of here, man. Have a great evening. Yep. And I did talk to somebody today about you. Let's talk about it tomorrow because I'm going to hop on the phone, okay?
No problem, brother.
All right, guys. You guys have a blessed evening, a great evening. Those of you that are over on YouTube, thank you. And the answer to you, Brad, is I'll be on your show this Thursday night. I will be over on YouTube. I'm going to be on the Tank RC show. I used to do it. I've done it a couple times. I haven't had time. But Brad, I will be over there on YouTube on Thursday night to hang with the Tank RC, man. Those guys just have they just do the same thing that we do. But I'll announce it as we get a little closer. So those of you on YouTube that would like to join us over on YouTube with our the Tank RC, I would love for you to leave this show and come to that show. Kid, I'm out of here, man. Have a great evening, okay?
Peace, brother.
All right, man. Peace. Everybody knows what I say when I get on out of here, man. This goes to Sean South.